on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Presidential race heating up. As talk show hosts, just one thing we like more than campaign issues on the radio, and that's talking about it in person. Jon-David Wells and I are proud to invite you to GOP debate number 3, The Watch Party. JD, we got a great location this exciting night, October 28th.
Mark, we're going to fill a theater at the Studio Movie Grill at 75 in Spring Valley. Folks can arrive early. We're going to be taking a straw poll before the debate. We'll get some opinions during the breaks, and we'll do a wrap-up with listeners afterwards. Then I'll hop on the radio and start taking calls about what everybody's heard.
Sounds like a plan. So everybody go to 660amtheanswer.com right now. Get your tickets. $10 a pop. Don't miss it. We'll watch the debate and check reaction right there before our eyes and ears.
It all happens at the Studio Movie Grill, 75 in Spring Valley, Wednesday night, October 28th. Get your tickets now, just $10 at 660amtheanswer.com.
Sponsored by Texans for Fiscal Responsibility, North Texas Air, AC, and Heating Services, and Senior Reverse Mortgage Services.
This is Hugh Hewitt for townhall.com. At the first Democratic debate, Bernie Sanders told Hillary Clinton that he was, quote, sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails. Where was Bernie Sanders when the GOP needed him to declare in a highly public way to Richard Nixon that the country was, quote, sick of hearing about your tapes? Hillary Clinton won the debate, of course, for sure, but it was a false positive. She tried out answers on her national security compromising server, and her litany of half-truths may have persuaded a few people, but they will not help her at all this week when she appears for hours and hours before the House Select Committee on Benghazi to answer focused, precise questions from experienced prosecutors. Committee Democrats may try and throw themselves on the fire for Clinton, as Sanders did, but it won't stop a patient prosecutor. Answers will be had about Clinton and her server and her deleted and recovered emails. Sanders is not the boss of the committee, the Congress, the FBI, future debate panelists, or participants, or even voters. Clinton did a happy dance after that first debate, but it's not going to last. I'm Hugh Hewitt.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, if you made it through the hottest part of the summer with your old leaky windows and high electric bills, now may be the time to give Statewide a call and get a free estimate to replace them before you go through another cold, drafty winter. You know, we have our windows built specifically for the Texas climate. Most companies have the one-size-fits-all window, so you're liable to get the same window they sell up north, and that's not good. We're also a local company with a showroom right here in the DFW area where you can see full-size displays of all our window products. No middleman involved here either, so the prices are in line as well. We offer 100% financing, a lifetime warranty on all parts and labor, and we even cover glass breakage and screen damage. So if you're ready to get the facts on window replacement, give Statewide Remodeling a call. And if you call now, you'll receive 20% off the entire job. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. Or stop by our showroom at 2450 Esters Boulevard at the DFW Airport, or check us out online anytime at statewideremodeling.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. For more than 20 years, my headquarters for all things gold and jewelry. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, locations across North Texas, throughout Dallas and Arlington, Euless, and Southlake. At every location, the same opportunity to get great deals on stuff you need when it's time to go shopping for jewelry. Their website says, we vow to wow, and that's what they do for every budgetary level. Speaking of vows, if it's time for that engagement ring and you'd like something really special, something that's unique, you can help put together with the experts at DGSE, they are there. If it's time to get something to celebrate the exchange of vows with your beloved, anniversary shopping time at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. You realize Christmas ain't that far away, right? Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, DGSE.com. Check them out across North Texas. It is there for you for jewelry, diamonds, watches, bullion, rare coins. They'll buy stuff you don't want anymore. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, DGSE.com.
Let's make an offer on that Aspen Street house.
That one doesn't have a home warranty.
Is that a problem?
Not if you like paying through the nose on home system breakdowns.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like if the air conditioner quits, want to pay for a new one? Do you know how to fix the water heater, the plumbing?
Got it. Let's only look at places with home warranties.
A home warranty from American Home Shield protects homeowners against unexpected covered repairs and breakdowns of major home systems and appliances. Who would want to move into a new home without one? Just ask your local real estate professional. Or for complimentary helpful information about a home warranty from American Home Shield, call now at 1-800-720-9522. Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade call. Some exclusions and limitations apply. An American Home Shield home warranty instantly gives home buyers confidence in their purchase. For complimentary, helpful information, including terms, rates, and coverage, call 1-800-720-9522. 1-800-720-9522.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. There's an interesting dynamic that has become something truly inspiring to me. I am fortunate to be able to take part in a military organization that is only for the state of Texas. It's the Texas State Guard, and I am able to volunteer, spending my own money, my own time, buying my own equipment, doing the things that I do purely as a soldier of Texas, in the great tradition of those who have come before me, to be a part of the posterity of those who fought in the Texas Revolution and delivered this land to us, is an endless source of true satisfaction for me. I know people who have fought in the federal service, the United States military, who feel exactly the same way. They may have received a check from Uncle Sam to do the military work they did, but they didn't do it for that check. They did it for this country. They did it for us. And they delivered the greatest nation in the history of the human endeavor to us, and we are their posterity. Recently, things have changed a bit. I don't know how long this has happened, but the word mercenary has morphed over the years to contractor. The job title of somewhat scurrilous individuals with huge amounts of military experience, traveling the world in search of wars to fight for money as opposed to for ideology and reason, has changed to outright military professionals who are used by every country on the planet, who work ceaselessly to do the right thing because it's the right thing. And oh, by the way, they're very, very good at it. And they are paid handsomely for that work. They are no longer scurrilous individuals that are rough, tough men in some strange bar in a far-flung country waiting for their next opportunity to wage war for cash. These are professionals. And they work tirelessly to continue their education, to keep themselves physically fit. It's awe-inspiring. There are several of them that work out in the gym that I work out in. It's amazing to watch them. But they're not doing it for the money either. They're doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's a wonderful profession. And they are following in that profession, but leaving a posterity much better than the one that they deal with. Such was the fact on a night of horror and death in a place called Benghazi, Libya. Several of these men responding to calls of help. The only men responding to the calls of help, coming from an American ambassador and his assistant. they would end up as casualties in what surely was a politically motivated cover-up of some deal that wouldn't go the way they thought it was going to go. Many people have debunked the weapons theory and so on and so on and so on. I remain unconvinced. And the reason that I remain unconvinced is because the cover-up has gone largely undisturbed by a corrupt media that cannot find its conscience, its moral compass, or the will to tell the American people the truth about the death of an American ambassador, 2 men trying to save him, and 1 man who was trying to serve him. As I said earlier to Dr. Sachs, the people in the United States military that I've talked to at all levels, senior command officials, senior NCOs, soldiers who have been there and done that, they have a 3-word answer for what happened that night, focused on the Secretary of State and the President of the United States. And those words are dereliction of duty. Strong words. There is nothing worse. There is nothing worse than hanging out fellow Americans, fellow soldiers, fellow servants of this great land, hanging them out to dry, throwing them into the clutches of evil ones who can think nothing more than the joy that they will experience providing their knives with noisy entertainment as the endless assassination of an American ambassador continues apace. I have my suspicions. I think I have a pretty good idea what happened. But that's not good enough. The shrill cry of what difference does it make rings bitterly in my throat, right behind the lump, right behind the endless growl of harsh words for the cynicism displayed by the woman who uttered them. And she's going to do it again tomorrow. The House Oversight and Government Reform Committee is going to try to chase down this ridiculous story. They've been stonewalled. They have been obstructed. They have been the object of high crimes and misdemeanors. Yet they have persisted. They have persevered. And tomorrow, Hillary Clinton will appear before this committee under oath and will hopefully be asked the questions leading to accountability. Dr. Sachs doesn't believe that's going to happen. If you missed our first hour from 8:30 until 8:50 or so, Dr. Alan Sachs, political scientist and professor of political science at UTA, was joining us. He says that the Republicans will relent. They, by God, better not. John Bolton has written in the Wall Street Journal, he says, only in Perry Mason stories does the real culprit break down in open court after Hillary Clinton's now immortal Capitol Hill outburst. What difference at this point does it make regarding the deadly 2012 terrorist attacks in Benghazi? The former Secretary of State, the Democrat candidate for president, is unlikely to offer any such spontaneity when she testifies tomorrow before the House Select Committee on Benghazi. I got the committees wrong. Nonetheless, the committee's work is utterly serious, its preparation extensive, and extensively stonewalled by Mrs. Clinton's team. Its mission is vital to our fight against the still metastasizing Islamist terrorism that has the world in its clutches, much is at stake. The hearing's focus must be on the key policy and leadership implications of the mistakes made before, during, and after the murders of Ambassador Chris Stevens and 3 other Americans on September 11, 3 years ago. Before the attack, there was ample warning the U.S. consulate in Benghazi wasn't secure, with terrorist threats in the area multiplying, even as the International Red Cross pulled out of Benghazi after a string of requests from the U.S. Embassy in Tripoli for more security. In mid-August came a joint embassy-CIA recommendation to move the State Department's people into the CIA Benghazi compound. The State Department in Washington was invariably unresponsive, even though, as Joint Chiefs Chairman General Martin Dempsey later testified, the rising terrorist threat in Libya was well known. Given her self-proclaimed central role in deposing dictator Muammar Gaddafi, why was Mrs. Clinton detached from the deteriorating situation in Libya? She has so far dodged the issue, pawning off such technical matters on her subordinates. Working in the State Department in 1990, when Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, I saw firsthand how Secretary of State James Baker dived into every detail of safeguarding U.S. diplomats stranded in Kuwait City. If earlier Secretary of States had been perfectly prepared to get their fingernails dirty in Operation Details, why, when those under their responsibility were threatened, why wasn't Mrs. Clinton? Libya was no backwater for Mrs. Clinton. It was one of President Obama's highest foreign policy priorities, touted by the administration as evidence of successfully leading from behind, averting a Gaddafi bloodbath through humanitarian intervention, and with democracy and stability to follow. So acknowledging the precise opposite was happening and appropriately increasing security in Libya would demonstrate failure. That was simply politically unacceptable. As the crisis unfolded that day in Benghazi, with violence also erupting in Tunis, Cairo, and potentially elsewhere, Mrs. Clinton disappeared. Instead of staying at her desk on the bridge of the State Department's 7th floor, she fell off the building. She literally left the building. Why? Imagine the effect on morale when colleagues in Libya in mortal peril, State Department personnel learned their leader had gone home for the evening. There was no evidence that Mrs. Clinton or President Obama did anything other than passively monitor events. Instead, Mrs. Clinton should have been continuously demanding assistance for her beleaguered diplomats, hectoring, pleading, whatever it took. There were military assets moments away. None of them were used. Tomorrow, the House committee should ask Mrs. Clinton not about military operations that might have been launched on September 11th to save American personnel in Benghazi, but about her supposed leadership in the State Department that fateful day. Mrs. Clinton's protest that she was still fully connected from home, but reportedly spoke exactly once at 10 p.m. with the president when he called her to discuss the State Department news release that first floated the fantasy that Muslim outrage over a blasphemous video about Muhammad sparked the attack. Incredibly, Mrs. Clinton never spoke at all to Defense Secretary Leon Panetta or Joint Chiefs of Staff Martin Dempsey, according to the congressional testimony already in the record. This is the information you need. John Bolton has written it in the pages of the Wall Street Journal. There is more as we continue giving you a preview of what could either be a moment where accountability is laid at the feet of Hillary Clinton, or it isn't. Either could happen. I pray for the former. I fear for the latter. More is next on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. More than $100 million has been given to liberal candidates, invested in liberal causes, by major mobile cell phone companies to help elect more than 10,000 liberals to office at local, state, and national levels. This is true. Your telephone may be working at cross purposes with your politics. If that's the case, and it certainly is for me, EOS Mobile is your only recourse. EOS Mobile is the only mobile company that pledges to support conservative causes, groups, and candidates. 5% of every dollar they earn will go to that very cause. EOS mobile plans are on average 10 to 15% lower in price than the big guys. You get the same package of phone, data, text, and talk. And they have the latest smartphones all waiting for you. I know you've got a contract. Don't worry. EOS Mobile will buy you out of it. I like my phone number. No worries. EOS Mobile can help you keep your same number. EOS Mobile, founded by conservatives, for conservatives. Contact EOS Mobile for more information. Here's their website, eoscell.com. That's EOSCELL.com. eoscell.com. Get in touch with them right this minute. Tell them you heard about it on the Wells Report.
More of the Wells Report is coming up next on 660 AM. The Answer. Sean Hannity says even Obama can't defend Hillary's email scandal.
He even legitimized the email scandal by saying it was legitimate. Asked if he agrees with Bill and Hillary that it's not a big deal, he said, well, it's important for her to answer these questions to the satisfaction of the American public and let them make up their own minds. So Obama, let me interpret, threw her down the stairs last night.
The Sean Hannity Show, afternoons at 2, right before Michael Medved at 5 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Walt Parker for InvestingMakesMeSick.com Investment Services Group. You are invited to attend our October 29th seminar at Papado's in Dallas on Oak Lawn. If the recent stock market volatility has you concerned, maybe it's time to learn more about your investments and other investment choices. You'll enjoy a great meal at no charge to you while learning that you have more investment choices than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities. Join us on October 29th at 6:30 p.m. at the Dallas Oak Lawn Papado's and learn more about taking control of your investments. It's your money. You owe it to yourself to learn more about it. Register by calling 972-463-3833. That's 972-463-3833. Or log on to InvestingMakesMeSick.com. Investment services for those who want to know more.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. Member of FINRA SIPCI. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated. Investment subject to individual investor suitability and risk tolerance. Investments involve a high degree of risk and may be considered speculative and may result in the entire loss of the amount invested. May also incur substantial fees and expenses which are borne by the investor.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet, America's #1 arch support. And that invites the question, who needs arch support? Answer is more people than you think. Do your feet hurt at the end of a day? That's not just the way life is supposed to be. You should have arch support where your feet feel great even at the end of a long day of walking. If your feet hurt at the beginning of the day, man, you got all kinds of issues and they can be helped. You can get out of pain with arch support. It could be structural misalignment, plantar fasciitis, kind of a foot alignment, supination, overpronation, all these technical things that they know about at Good Feet. And what you'll know is you can walk in pain. You can limp in and walk out pain-free. This happens with so many people. I want to send everybody to goodfeetdfw.com, goodfeetdfw.com, Plano, Fort Worth, South Lake. Absolutely fantastic people. No shots, no medicine, no surgery, just relief from pain. So get out of pain today, 888-660-0942. 888-660-0942 or goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com.
One day, we were like, hey, you know what would be great?
What's that?
A huge Christmas party this December. Let's say December 5th.
Fun.
Hey, you know who we should invite?
Ooh, how about Toby Mac? Call him.
So we did. Dude, Toby, hey, call up some of your closest friends. We're throwing a party.
Yeah, we holla at you.
So here's your official invite. Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and Dallas Baptist University Concert Series brings you Toby Mac's This Is Not a Test. Saturday, December 5th at Verizon Theater with special guests Britt Nicole. Colton Dixon. And Holland. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com. For special discounted group tickets, hit up getgrouptickets.com or call 844-381-4751.
Got a lot on your to-do list? Now, during Kubota's Power to Do Great Things sales event, get a great deal on an L3301 or 3901 tractor with a live continuous running rear PTO. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years, and great customer instant rebates when you buy a new L3301 or 3901 and 2 implements. Now through December 31st, 2015. Call toll-free 1-888-465-8268 for details about cost and terms. For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report, must-hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
With all due respect, the fact is we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
If you have to ask that question, you have no business sitting in the chair where you're sitting. So what do you think is going to happen? Will the Benghazi Select Committee hold this malfunctioning former Secretary of State accountable, yes or no, and why? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. And my only hope is that they will. I'm not sure it's going to happen, though. And for that, I'm very sad. I'm just hoping that we'll find out something very important tomorrow. Let me get to Martin in Prosper, Texas. Martin, thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Good evening, Jon-David.
Hey.
Love the show. Hey,
thank you.
Just can't figure out how she could be any less responsible. If the guy driving the getaway car is responsible as the guy's holding up the bank, how is she less responsible than the guy's holding the trigger?
I can't answer that question. I see your point. I can't answer that question. I don't know why she wouldn't be. Let me get to Kurt in Bedford, Texas. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Thank you, Jon-David. Gee, there's so much here, but I'll start with the most recent. Did you see John Boehner on Brett Baier last night?
What did he do?
Well, he was asked directly by Brett about a possible gun operation in Benghazi, a gun running operation.
Yeah.
And he said he had no info that supported that. And he also cited Representative McCall from Texas, who's on the House Intelligence Committee, that said there was no validity to that. But he was quite evasive. And if you look at the video, these guys are held accountable for the secrets they can tell and they can't tell, as you quite well know.
Well, and that's true. And it is national business at some level, Kurt. And I understand what you're saying here. The point, however, is this. National business, I got it. I understand it. But you can't. They have not settled that. There are ways that you can settle that, and they haven't done it. There are ways that you can communicate that this was national business, and you should leave it be. They haven't done that because it wasn't national business. It was political business. It was political business. Let me get to JB in Midlothian. What do you think, JB?
They're going to cave.
You think they're going to cave, huh?
Yes, sir. I think it's business as usual. There's a lot of background. I mean, I don't have anything substantial to defend that opinion. That's just my gut.
All right, man. That's fine. You know, as we have learned in the United States of America, sometimes guts are just enough. Appreciate that call, JB. You too, Kurt. You're listening to the Wells Report. Let's take a break from this for just a couple of moments. We'll spend a little bit of time talking to a master artist about some beautiful art. I'll explain next. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
The Mike Gallagher Show.
One of the most important books written this decade, Shattered Consensus, makes the case that a revolution is coming in America. Our politics, culture, education, economics, and even philanthropy are so polarized, the country cannot resolve its differences. We'll talk with the author of this terrific book. Also, what are the top 10 conservative books of the week? We'll give you the list.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM. The Answer.
The only Boat Talk radio show in town is right here on 660 AM The Answer. Hi, everyone. Dennis Gibbs, the boat guy here. Live every Saturday at 6 p.m. The Big Boat and Outdoor Show has great advice on how to maintain your boat the right way. Lake Level Ginger's Lake Report keeps you informed, and our special guest has you entertained. It's all about having fun on the water. The Big Boat and Outdoor Show, brought to you by BoatSelect.com, the site where thousands of boats are for sale.
The calendar says October, so surely our air conditioning needs are done, right? Where do you think we live? Canada? It's Texas. We have plenty of AC days left. So if your AC is not working, call my company, 9724-WALKER, WalkerAC.com. It's Walker Air Conditioning. Soon enough, we'll get you set for heating, but we're not done with AC yet. So if yours is on the fritz and you're looking for reliable service people who are going to come in, fix the problem, not try to upsell you, it's Walker AC. 52 years in the business, 50% off diagnostic fees right now. They're family-owned, loyal company, looking for quality customers. I love them. You will too. It's Walker AC, WalkerAC.com. or 9724-WALKER, the number 972, the number 4, and Walker. 0% interest up till 2020 on select systems or up to $1,100 rebate. They're totally your headquarters if you need a new system. But if you don't, you don't. And they'll just fix it, get out, and you'll say thank you. You'll thank me for getting you hooked up with WalkerAC.com, 972-4-WALKER, or WalkerAC.com.
Attention home sellers. Would you like to get an extra $5,000 to $10,000 more right now? Hi, I'm Dan Franklin, and that's right. I want to pay you more for your house right now. Whether your house needs extensive repair or is in pristine condition, all homes have a real value. Do you know the real value of your home? Call me today and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation. And after a brief walkthrough, I'll show you the current market value of your home, and then pay you an extra $5,000 to $10,000 more, regardless of its condition. You have nothing to lose, but thousands to gain. So call me today. Call 214-929-5555. That's 214-929-5555. Again, call me today at 214-929-5555.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, if you made it through the hottest part of the summer with your old leaky windows and high electric bills, now may be the time to give Statewide a call and get a free estimate to replace them before you go through another cold, drafty winter. You know, we have our windows built specifically for the Texas climate. Most companies have the one-size-fits-all window, so you're liable to get the same window they sell up north, and that's not good. We're also a local company with a showroom right here in the DFW area where you can see full-size displays of all our window products. No middleman involved here either, so the prices are in line as well. We offer 100% financing, a lifetime warranty on all parts and labor, and we even cover glass breakage and screen damage. So if you're ready to get the facts on window replacement, give Statewide Remodeling a call, and if you call now, you'll receive 20% off the entire job. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. Or stop by our showroom at 2450 Esters Boulevard at the DFW Airport, or check us out online anytime at statewideremodeling.com.
When you cough all day, you forget what a miracle coughing is. Your cough soars out of your mouth at 50 miles an hour. Your cough is faster than a greyhound and nearly twice as fast as the fastest man on earth. So when your husband spends all night coughing, remember what an amazing world you live in.
Or else, try Robitussin 12-Hour. It soothes and delivers fast, powerful cough relief for up to 12 hours. New Robitussin 12-Hour, because it's never just a cough. Use as directed.
20 years of debt management services, nearly $100 million saved in finance charges. It's Trinity's 20th anniversary, and these are just a few of the milestones we're celebrating as we begin our third decade of helping people become debt-free for keeps.
My name is Mike. Trinity brought us relief by greatly reducing our interest and consolidating our bills into one easy-to-manage monthly payment.
Call 1-800-990-6976. 1-800-990-6976.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. I want to thank you very much for being a part of this radio broadcast. I have been a fan of someone who has talent that equals any of his rivals in the international stage. And he lives right here. He lives in Grapevine, in fact. His name is David Gappa. He is the founder and master glass artist of Vetro Glass Blowing Studio and Gallery. He's truly a brilliant artist. He earned a Master of Science degree in architecture from the University of Texas at Arlington. He graduated as the salutatorian of that class. During his studies at UT, he embarked on his passion for glass blowing, while assisting with the foundation and the founding of the university's glass blowing program, and participating as one of the people in the elective for 2 years. He began his vision of opening Vetro Glass Blowing Studio, which came to fruition in May of 1999. He's got something that's coming up that you may want to take part in, because not only can you see some amazing glass art, but you can also save it from destruction. I don't know where you got this idea, but I cry every time I think about it. David Gappa, welcome to the Wells Report.
Hey, thank you, JD. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the hardest interview that I've had. We talked about this last year. This is the hardest interview I have with you every single year, because what you do is you do some amazing art in your studio every single day. People can go to Grapevine and see you work, you and the people that work with you, and I think about Glass on the Tracks, which is essentially a very destructive, except fortunately it doesn't happen as often as people might think. You auction off these pieces of glass that are truly amazing, and if no one bids on them, if they don't get a high enough price, is that the way this works? You smash them on the tracks?
Yep, very close. Every piece that we have in this auction has a secret reserve price that I'm the only one that knows what it is. So in this boxcar, which is kind of the stage for the event, the Fort Worth Railroad brings a boxcar in, and we kind of clean it out, put track lighting in, and we have all of these glass vessels and sculptural pieces inside the boxcar, and those are in essence all up for the live auction. And as I said earlier, you know, every vessel in there has a secret reserve price. So let's say I bring out a vessel that has a secret reserve price of $325. Well, the patrons have 30 seconds to meet or exceed $325. So in that 30 seconds, if someone bids, you know, $350, well, then that piece is part of their collection. It's now owned by them. But if it's $1 shy, $324, then that vase is very carefully placed within this massive medieval contraption, and 300 pounds of steel come and destroy it.
It's called the glass guillotine.
It is.
Who is the creepy person that came up with that?
It was a state of evolution.
It was a state. So you're not going to allow anybody to be blamed for it. Is that right?
I think we're all part of blaming.
Well,
yeah, it's super fun. The event actually, it has a very theatrical sort of feel to it, and it's as of last year we brought in a good buddy of ours, and he's a movie director. And he said, you know what, your event just needs to have more theatrics to it.
Yeah.
So Chance, he's the director, and he says, you know what, let's bring in like a 1920s industrial steampunk theme. So I didn't even know what steampunk was a year and a half ago, but it's kind of this underground sort of artisan movement, and or it has a kind of a really raw feel to it. So the party kind of has the rawness, embraces the rawness of us as artisans, and then kind of in contrast to that, we directly kind of celebrate the purity of the artwork there at hand. So it's we have fire breathers out there. We have performance artists that are, you know, suspended from the side of the boxcar or the trains, and they're shooting out fire and, you know, spinning flames. And we have blacksmiths there banging on steel. We have molten bronze artists pouring bronze.
Wow.
And we have flame workers, glass blowing, of course. And it's just an incredible event. It's just an experience for all the senses. It's a lot of fun.
David Gappa, our guest, founder and master glass artist of Vetro Glass Blowing Studio and Gallery in Grapevine. It is Glass on the Tracks, Art and Fire Demolition Party 2015. You can get your tickets by going to go online at glassonthetracks.com. All one word, all lowercase, glassonthetracks.com. You get a price break for your tickets if you go online and get them. You'll find all this happening at 701 South Main Street in Grapevine, Texas. It gets underway Saturday, November 7th. It's about 2 weeks away, and it starts at 7 p.m. And again, for those people that have not gone to Vetro Glass, you really owe it to yourself. If you like beautiful, flowing, colorful, gorgeous art in 3 dimensions made of glass, this is your thing. I was introduced to art glass as I was the spokesperson for a very short time for Bellagio in Las Vegas. I was the voice in the the video actor who welcomed people as they got jobs at Bellagio and so on and so forth. I was very fortunate to get that gig, and they spent an outrageous amount of money on art glass for their lobby. And I said, my goodness, this is absolutely gorgeous. Flowers and all kinds of things suspended from the ceiling. And they spent some outrageously huge amount of money on it. And I said, wow, that is really gorgeous. And then I found art which I consider to be far superior right under my nose at amazing prices at Vetro Glass. I'm just telling you that, honestly, if you go see Vetro Glass in person, you go to 701 South Main Street in Grapevine. If you go there and you talk to David, you will see some of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. They are a feast for the eyes. And that you would break them into splintery little pieces of twirling glass in slow motion on railroad train tracks makes me want to spend all of Colton's makes me want to spend all of his college money. I'm just saying, David. I mean, it's craziness.
It is. We have a great time. So, and I first and foremost thank you for you've been to multiple events out there with us at the studio, and you and your family, and it's patrons that like you that kind of help, I guess, raise awareness of this mystical underground world of glass blowing. It's been around for centuries, but very few people actually know about it, and we really do appreciate you kind of sharing the word and kind of help kind of let people know about this art form.
Well, I mean, when you start thinking about the intricacies, I mean, filigree glass and all of the things that have happened over the centuries, this is probably some of the most technical art in human history, and yet it is also one of the most ancient ones.
It is. It actually dates back to the Egyptians. And it's been, as I said, been around for centuries, and the basic techniques haven't been altered for the most part. And to be able to tap into a medium like glass blowing is just an awesome experience, and something I don't take for granted at any time. It's incredible.
Yeah, it truly is. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you really owe it to yourself to go. I remember going to the studio one time and seeing a piece of art that I couldn't take my eyes off of it, and I hesitatingly asked, "What is the price for this piece?" and I found out, oh, wait a minute, I can't afford this. And so it now sits on my sideboard in my dining room. It's one of the most beautiful things I have. It is the second most beautiful thing in my house, Susan being the first. But she has, similar curves and anyway, let's not go there. But let's talk about some of the other things that you have. Every year you do certain things. For Father's Day, you do beer glasses, one of a kind beer glasses. I have a couple of those in my collection. I also have some very cool lager glasses that you guys made. I have a set of 4 of those that I bring out for high days and holy days when lagers are pouring freely in the Wells house. But you also do Christmas ornaments every year. And when are you going to start your Christmas ornament promotion?
We have actually, that's all online right now already, and people are signing up as we speak. So right now we're in the throes of, just to explain to your listeners, we offer these events throughout the year, the seasonal events, where we invite everyone to come into the studio and actually be a part of our world. So, the examples you brought up with picked pumpkins and beer glasses and things like that, we actually invite you to come in and help create those pieces of artwork. And you simply go to our website and, sign up online, and you come in, you help apply your color, you choose your colors, you heat your colors up into the 2,400 degree machines, and then one of the artists will kind of help guide you and help create the piece for you. But yeah, right now we're in the deep throes of helping people create pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
And we're
I need to go get a pumpkin. I don't think I've ever done a pumpkin. I've never pumpkinized myself at Vetro
Never
Glass.
have. All right.
No.
Well, let's go build a patch. So, well, we are filling up really fast. We are almost completely booked. So if anyone wants to participate in the few slots left on that, please dive in.
Now, is that the same website? Or is there a different website for that?
You know what? You can go to grapevineglassblowers.com.
Okay.
And that'll shoot you directly to Vetro, which
All right.
is the name of the studio.
VETRO. Okay.
Exactly. And, right after pumpkins, then we roll into Christmas ornaments, like you said. And then in February, then we do flaming cocktail events, and you come in and dates help create their flower or heart. And
we've got flowers and hearts for Susan. She's got a bunch of those. Those are beautiful too.
Exactly.
Yep.
So our studio has an open policy studio, so it's free of charge for anyone and everyone to come in and watch the artisans work. We want people to be a part of our world. So when you come pop in, sometimes you'll see us creating a chandelier, multiple parts for a chandelier. Sometimes you'll see us making Christmas ornaments or a large sculptural piece for a client. So, it's just kind of a surprise. Every time you walk in, you'll see something different.
You won't believe your eyes when you see some of the art that comes out of the studio. David, I sincerely appreciate it. If people want to know more, they can go to, where is that again?
You can go to grapevineglassblowers.com.
Okay. Or glassonthetracks.com.
Yep.
Save this art. I'm telling you, you should save this art. You can get your tickets, and I'll tell you more about that coming up in just a couple of seconds. David, it's always a pleasure talking to you. I sincerely appreciate your work. I do. And I'm looking forward to, I've got to contact Susan. I'll see what I can do about getting a pumpkin. I forgot about that.
All right.
I would have been talking about that. I didn't know that the pumpkins were out there, so we'll do that. But sir, thank you so much for your time, and thank you very much for your art. You make this world a beautiful place.
JD, you're awesome. I sure appreciate it.
Thank you, David. Thank you very much for joining us. David Gappa, the founder and master glass artist of Vetro Glass Blowing Studio and Gallery. I am telling you, I've got pretty good eyes for art. And you can find it right there at 701 South Main Street in Grapevine. And like I said, you can go to glassonthetracks.com. This event is Saturday, November 7th, about 2 weeks away, beginning at 7. We'll have David back on another time to talk about it when it's a little bit closer. But get your tickets, $40 online. They are $50 at the door. And you can go to glassonthetracks.com. Also, if you want to know more about Vetro Glass, you can go to grapevineglassblowers.com as well. And you'll be able to get more of that information. I am glad we could have that moment of beauty in what has been a very, very difficult day. Coming up a little bit later on here on the Wells Report, we are going to welcome to the microphones Cody McGregor, Texas Director for Concerned Veterans for America. You have heard us talk about those guys. They've got something coming up you do not want to miss. It has to do with the Veterans Administration, and we're going to be talking with Cody coming up a little bit later on, right after the top of the hour. Also, in just a little bit, a couple of sad words about a young one who's no longer with us on the Wells Report here on 660 AM, The Answer.
The Mark Davis Show.
People wondered if this day would come, and it has. Hillary, under oath in front of the prosecutorial tank that is Trey Gowdy. What will happen? What will we learn? What effect will it have on the 2016 race? Your official station for listening to and reacting to Hillary versus Gowdy. It's the Mark Davis Show for a Thursday morning. Plus, of course, any overnight news. We hope you will join us.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit. All these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I love birthdays, and our friends at Abacus Foundation Repair are celebrating 15 years of serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair, and they want to give something to you. On their 15th anniversary, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. Not only are you going to save $1,000, you'll have the peace of mind knowing that with Abacus Foundation, you're getting the elite state-of-the-art solution for your home. Millennium composite pilings. Nobody else has them. Abacus has an A-plus business rating from the Better Business Bureau, 6 straight years running on that. The expansion and contraction of Texas soils mean a lot of us have foundation issues. You don't want to call the wrong people. Call the right people first for the absolute best foundation repair. Affordable, reliable home warranty that you can pass on to subsequent owners of your home. Give them a call today, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, abacusfoundationrepair.com. Ask about $1,000 off, abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Sample comes with a 90-day order. Copays and deductibles may apply.
People who use urinary catheters are smiling. They called and got a free catheter sample pack of the new virtually painless catheters from Medical Direct Club. Call now and you can get your free catheter sample pack. 1-800-900-0285. These new catheters hurt less. You've never used catheters like this before. You'll receive the discreet pocket catheter for private use when you're not at home. The self-lubricating catheter for less pain and no mess. Some patients say it doesn't hurt at all. And the new polished eyelid catheter with virtually pain-free technology. It may reduce pain and the chance of urinary tract infections. For women, you'll receive the SpeedyCath compact catheter. About the size of lipstick, it fits right in your purse. Call now for your free catheter sample pack and free shipping. It will arrive with a 90-day supply, all at little or no cost to you. We'll even bill Medicare and your insurance for you. And if you don't experience less pain, we'll pick them up for free. Call 1-800-900-0285. That's 1-800-900-0285.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret that credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the option to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're debt relief advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-721-8733. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Debt Relief Advocates. Live better debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-721-8733. That's 1-800-721-8733.
2 little tablets is all it takes to get thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Viviscal is the #1 drug-free hair growth supplement in the U.S., with 1 box being sold every minute globally. It's clinically proven, loved by celebrities, and recommended by doctors. And right now, a 90-day supply of Viviscal is being offered in your area risk-free plus free shipping. Call 800-481-7987. Viviscal nourishes thinning hair from within. It makes thin hair full hair beautiful, and promotes the growth of thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Viviscal is so effective, 96% of women would recommend it to a friend. Listen to this.
It's vibrant, shiny, bouncy, everything you want your hair to be. I love Viviscal because it works. It completely works.
Want to try Viviscal? Every listener that calls can try it risk-free for 90 days, plus free shipping. Get thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Call now, 800-481-7987. 800-481-7987. That's 800-481-7987.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. A couple of egregious examples of road rage in the last couple of days. A crazy motorcyclist trying to pass as many cars as possible in as short a time as possible. A car in front of him swerves to the left and hits him. That is absolutely outrageous. It was, in my view, and this is just my opinion, it was a purposeful act, and I find it ridiculous in every possible way. But it's nothing in comparison to a road rage incident that left a 4-year-old girl dead. Police in Albuquerque, New Mexico have arrested a person of interest in this. They're not going to say anything about him. We have search warrants that we have to serve in order to get enough evidence to take this person from a person of interest to suspect. If you are someone who believes that we should have rights to guns and weapons, you should hope that whoever it is that's responsible for this little girl's death because of a road rage incident is identified, is tried properly, and if found guilty, punished harshly, like the death penalty that should be executed in about 60 days. We don't want these people on the roads. If you can't keep your temper under control while you drive, you got bigger problems than the society should have to put up with, especially when a little kid gets killed. This is the Wells Report. Back with more in a moment.
Presidential race heating up. As talk show hosts, just one thing we like more than campaign issues on the radio, and that's talking about it in person. Jon-David Wells and I are proud to invite you to GOP debate number 3, The Watch Party. JD, we got a great location this exciting night, October 28th.
Mark, we're going to fill a theater at the Studio Movie Grill at 75 in Spring Valley. Folks can arrive early. We're going to be taking a straw poll before the debate. We'll get some opinions during the breaks, and we'll do a wrap-up with listeners afterwards. Then I'll hop on the radio and start taking calls about what everybody's heard.
Sounds like a plan. So everybody go to 660amtheanswer.com right now. Get your tickets. $10 a pop. Don't miss it. We'll watch the debate and check reaction right there before our eyes and ears.
It all happens at the Studio Movie Grill, 75 in Spring Valley, Wednesday night, October 28th. Get your tickets now, just $10 at 660amtheanswer.com.
Sponsored by AAA Auger Plumbing Service, Dallas County Council of Republican Women, and The Curtis Report. It's about faith, family, and freedom.
Walt Parker for InvestingMakesMeSick.com Investment Services Group. You are invited to attend our October 29th seminar at Papados in Dallas on Oak Lawn. If the recent stock market volatility has you concerned, maybe it's time to learn more about your investments and other investment choices. You'll enjoy a great meal at no charge to you while learning that you have more investment choices than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities. Join us on October 29th at 6:30 p.m. at the Dallas Oak Lawn Papados and learn more about taking control of your investments. It's your money. You owe it to yourself to learn more about it. Register by calling 972-463-3833. That's 972-463-3833. Or log on to investingmakesmesick.com. Investment services for those who want to know more.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. Member of FINRA SIPCI. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated. Investment subject to individual investor suitability and risk tolerance. Investments involve a high degree of risk and may be considered speculative and may result in the entire loss of the amount invested. May also incur substantial fees and expenses which are borne by the investor.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and Dallas Baptist University Concert Series brings you Toby Max. This is not a test. Saturday, December 5th at Verizon Theater with special guests Britt Nicole, Colton Dixon, and Holland. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com. For special discounted group tickets, hit up getgrouptickets.com or call 844-381-4751.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler.
I don't see them going anywhere. They've already voted to endorse me.
Florida Congressman Daniel Webster was wrong. Tonight, the Conservative Freedom Caucus changing course, throwing its support to House Ways and Means Committee Chair Paul Ryan should he decide to run for Speaker. Ryan calls it a positive step toward a unified Republican team. Webster still running. Vice President Biden is not running for president.
I've concluded it has closed.
Biden on the window of opportunity to launch a campaign. Tomorrow, Democrat Hillary Clinton testifies before the House committee investigating the Benghazi attack. She's neither nominated nor elected, but Congressman Mo Brooks already talking impeachment. saying she failed to protect classified documents.
And if you violate them, can result in very serious criminal penalties, including loss of job.
Fox News, we report, you decide.
Stimulating talk, 660 AM, The Answer.
There has to be more to life. Don't you want to get the most out of it that you possibly can? If you're tired of not finding that perfect fix, then you need to tune into the Live More Wellness Show every Saturday night, starting at 5 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. Each week, learn how you can live more and experience all that life has to offer. Host Patty Parker will give you the tools that you need to make you the best you can be. But you have to tune in every Saturday night, starting at 5 p.m. to learn those secrets. That's the Live More Wellness Show, Saturday nights at 5 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at USMD Prostate Cancer Center. You ever hear the saying, it's all in a name? Well, that's their name, USMD Prostate Cancer Center. It's what they do. It's their one focus, their one mission, to diagnose, fight, and defeat prostate cancer, a disease that affects 1 in 6 men in our lifetimes. So if you've got a family history of prostate cancer, you've been recently diagnosed, I urge you, visit with one of the renowned physicians at USMD Prostate Cancer Center. It's a unique place. They focus specifically on helping men defeat prostate cancer. How? A range of different treatments. Sometimes it's cryotherapy, sometimes it's robotic surgery. It might be no surgery. Not everything is something that you jump on immediately. Call now for an appointment to ask any questions, 1-888-PROSTATE or 888prostate.com. If you're hearing me talk about this and you know someone recently diagnosed, a friend, a family member, coworker, somebody at church, put them on the phone to 1-888-PROSTATE or 888prostate.com. That's how important this is. 1-888-PROSTATE or 888prostate.com. USMD Prostate Cancer Center.
Business owners, listen up. Give me an I.
Give me an M.
Give me a Z. What's that spell? Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
INC. If you're about to start a business, these 3 little letters can make the difference between making a fortune and losing everything. Because if you're not incorporated and someone sues your business, you can lose it all. Your home, your car, even your life savings. That's why Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners. So you can incorporate or form an LLC in just 10 minutes. Protect your home, protect your car, protect your life savings. Call 1-800-616-4933 for your free 10-minute incorporation guide from Incorporate.com. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating quick and easy.
Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
Call now for your free guide. 1-800-616-4933. That's 1-800-616-4933.
Are you hiring but not sure where to find the best candidates? Your company is only as good as the people you hire. And posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. But when you're short-staffed, there's no time to deal with dozens of different job sites. Until now, thanks to ZipRecruiter.com, you can post to 100-plus job sites with one single click and be instantly matched to candidates from over 6 million resumes. Just post once, and within 24 hours, watch your candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses, and you can try it right now for free. Getting the right people for your company is so important. Try ZipRecruiter and get your perfect candidate before they go to somebody else. Today, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/MedVet. That's ZipRecruiter.com/MedVet. Again, ZipRecruiter.com/MedVet.
If you could choose any school from which to earn your college degree and be on your way to a better life, would you choose a school the Wall Street Journal recognized for producing some of the best qualified graduates? One the Princeton Review ranked as a leader in undergraduate education? And one U.S. News & World Report named #1 in the nation for innovation ahead of both MIT and Stanford? Discover why Arizona State University is a clear choice for your future. In addition, ASU Online offers over 100 graduate and undergraduate programs you can take 100% online and on your schedule. You'll receive the exact same curriculum, degree, and prestigious faculty as our on-campus students. For information, call 1-800-720-2358. U.S. News & World Report also ranked ASU in the top 10 best places to earn an online degree. So get started today and learn to thrive with Arizona State University online. Call today at 1-800-720-2358. That's 1-800-720-2358.
Hi, this is Eric Nadel for Savin European Sleep Systems.
You know, I sleep in the best hotels all over the American League, but nothing compares to the sleep I get on the Sovereign bed I bought 9 years ago. Sovereign beds are not only exquisitely comfortable, they're incredibly durable because Sovereign uses only natural latex foam and individually pocketed coils. Stop in and lay down on one. Sovereign European Sleep Systems in Dallas and Southlake on the web at sovn.com.
When you cough all day, you forget what a miracle coughing is. Your cough soars out of your mouth at 50 miles an hour. Your cough is faster than a greyhound and nearly twice as fast as the fastest man on earth. So when your husband spends all night coughing, remember what an amazing world you live in.
Or else, try Robitussin 12-Hour. It soothes and delivers fast, powerful cough relief for up to 12 hours. New Robitussin 12-Hour, because it's never just a cough. Use as directed.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. This job affords me the opportunity to meet some of the greatest Americans who've ever walked the face of the earth. Such is the case tonight as Cody McGregor, the Texas Director for Concerned Veterans for America, joins us. He is the Texas State Director for the organization. He enlisted in the U.S. Army directly out of high school. Upon graduation from basic training and U.S. Army Airborne School, he was assigned to the 82nd Airborne Division and deployed to Egypt. After that, he ascended to the rank of sergeant, became a sniper within a scout recon platoon. Following the 9/11 attacks, he was deployed to Afghanistan, which was a rough place to be right after that amazing attack. There, Cody continued his service as a sniper squad leader, providing strategic support in dozens of complex missions. He joins us as he graduates with honors from the University of Texas with a bachelor's degree in government. Cody, welcome to the Wells Report. Good to have you here.
Jon-David, thanks for having me back this evening.
It is good to have you. So, you have been chasing down what is perhaps one of the greatest scandals against some of the greatest Americans that ever walked the earth, as I was referring to earlier. And those are the people of the Veterans Administration who have, to say let down America's veterans is the understatement of the decade, I think. This is bordering on criminal, is it not?
It is. I mean, I'm sure your listeners are all aware of the scandal that took place in Arizona, where 41 veterans died in line waiting to receive care. And almost every single day, if anybody is in front of a computer right now, type in Veterans Administration in the news, Veterans Administration news, and nearly every single day there's a news story of VA employees engaging in misconduct, corruption, that clearly demonstrates that after a year and a half after the waitlist scandal, the promise of change from the Obama administration and Congress, a toxic culture still infects the VA. And it's absolutely disgusting.
It is absolutely disgusting. It's also absolutely dangerous, and it's absolutely costing the lives of veterans. According to recent research on this particular circumstance, some 300,000 United States veterans have lost their lives. 300,000. We lost 330,000 or something along that line in the Civil War. This may be the most deadliest interaction of American fighting personnel that has ever existed in our nation, because this fight is still going on. Cody, talk to us a little bit about Allison Hickey. Apparently, she's a former Air Force Brigadier General who just resigned.
You know, it's funny that she resigns roughly a little less than a week before the House Veterans Affairs Committee called the VA called members of the VA to testify on some misappropriation of funds that had been taking place. So she resigned. The hearing was actually today. And the individuals, she clearly is no longer being called to it since she resigned, but the individuals that were called to testify today all skipped out on it. And are you telling the VA has the second largest budget inside of our federal government?
Yes.
And is it any coincidence that every single member skipped out on that hearing today, and they're now being subpoenaed to be called back because we know something is going on there? And everyone is looking at polls today in terms of the presidential race, and there's a poll that just came out actually that we conducted. It was we surveyed veterans across the country. 91% of veterans polled. This is no party affiliation. This is just veterans. Believe it's important to reform the veterans' health care in the near future because wait lists are out of control and there's no accountability.
Yeah.
And that's why we had the VA accountability pass the House. It passed the House 256 to 170. Yesterday it went in front of the Senate and it was blocked. It was blocked because of Washington's special interests and VA bureaucrats got in the way.
Yeah. Well, as we come to this conversation, a House committee issued subpoenas today to 5 high-ranking officials at the Department of Veterans Affairs after the officials did not show up at a hearing on alleged manipulation of the agency's hiring system. The House Veterans Affairs Committee voted unanimously to subpoena the officials to appear at a hearing November 2nd on these allegations. The VA's acting inspector general said 2 senior VA officials forced regional managers to accept job transfers against their will, then stepped into the vacant positions themselves, keeping their pay while reducing their responsibilities. Wow. The report said the officials also misused VA's moving expense system to claim more than $400,000 in questionable moving expenses. We are speaking with Cody McGregor, Texas Director for Concerned Veterans for America. He's all over this unbelievable scandal. The VA medical system, I think, is beyond salvaging. And I have an idea that I want to run across you, Cody, because I know you have voices in Washington. What is the chance of essentially privatizing the VA medical system? In other words, take the entire system and essentially just close it. And then after that, it'd be a procurement agency using this amazing budget to put out contracts to various health maintenance organizations, not HMOs, but I'm talking about health organizations that run hospitals like U.S. Healthcare and so on and so forth. Let them pick up these contracts for various states and regions and such, and then have the VA do what it does best, which is to essentially enforce those contracts. What about that?
You bring up a great point. Look, there are great services that the VA offers in terms of PTSD, TBI. There are several things that the VA offers that are great. The problem is veterans are the only demographic inside of this country right now that don't have a choice on where they get their health care. And I chose to join the Army. Why can't I choose my doctor? And so it really boils down to giving veterans a choice. And we know that veterans, if you and look at the VA right now, what civilian hospital is also an insurance provider? So what we've got to do is break apart the care and we've got to break apart the VA just the way the civilian world is broken apart, and offer 2 different systems where you can, if you like the VA, you can continue to get your services there. But if you're sick, you have a cold, and you want to go down the street to Dr. Smith, you can do that, and it can be covered, because this will help eliminate some of the wait lists that are taking place right now. And so, it boils down to a really simple thing called choice. And, veterans of all people inside of this country deserve that choice.
Well, I have always been completely amazed at the ability of this president to be able to avoid any political damage from this horrific scandal. And the reason is because right before President Obama was elected, he was one of the most strident crusaders to clean up the evil Walter Reed Medical Center in Washington, D.C. He laid that squarely in the lap of President Bush and tried to make it as big a deal as humanly possible. Why is it that what was good for President Bush isn't good for President Obama? Can you answer that?
I think we could go on for hours on that. But again, I think it boils down to a couple of things. and this is going to shock. It's not going to surprise anyone in Texas, but it may shock those in Washington, D.C. And it goes back to accountability. I mean, we need to be holding elected officials accountable for what they say they're going to do. We need to ensure that their appointees are held accountable, and that there is a system in place where we can look at the performance of individuals that are paid by taxpayers. And if they're not doing their job, they need to be fired. And right now, inside of the VA, if you're not doing your job, you can't be fired. And that's why we're pushing the VA accountability. And I think that's where you have to start in terms of fixing this entire system.
Well, it's going to be a huge job. Cody McGregor, Texas Director for Concerned Veterans for America, on the case here tonight on 660 AM The Answer. Now, there is something that you've got going on. It's a tour of duty. Veterans, your service doesn't end. The voting booth needs you. There is an event that you've got coming up. It's going to be happening at the Cinemark Alliance Town Center and XD Theaters, 9228 Sage Meadow Trail in Fort Worth. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So we are we're a 501c4. We cannot advocate for any one candidate, but what we can advocate for is veterans' issues and veterans' rights. And we know, I mean, imagine, Jon-David, how incredible it would be if we took the 22 million veterans across this country, the 80 million plus military family members and patriots across this country, and said, look, the time has come for you to stand up and vote and decide who is going to be our next commander-in-chief. And that's what the tour of duty is on October 29th. We're banding together individuals across the country. We've got 40 different locations. If listeners just type in CVA tour of duty into Google, after you get done typing in your VA search, CVA tour of duty, you'll find a map. It'll take you it will take you to our website where you can see a map of where locations are. We've got, I think, 5 locations in Texas. Cinemark Theaters has partnered with us in this presentation. Pete Hegseth is our CEO, and he's going to be giving a live broadcast on talking about the tour of duty and how important it is for veterans, military family members, and patriots to band together and turn out and vote in 2016, because this isn't something we can do at the last minute. So we're trying to build a community, bring everyone together to recognize how important this is in 2016 and turn out the votes of veterans and patriots. Veterans,
this is CV4A.org. That's how you get in touch with Concerned Veterans for America. That's CV, the number 4A. .org. And is there another email, or I'm sorry, is there another web address for this tour of duty event?
Jon-David, if they go to cv4a.org, they will instantly, if they will see where they can see tour of duty events across the country.
Good.
Log into that site, or if you just type it in. I know a lot of people don't like they don't like searching around on websites, so get in the Google bar, type in CVA tour of duty, and it'll take you right to the map.
Perfect. Absolutely superb. What else is going on with Concerned Veterans for America? Tell me a little bit more about what your organization's up to, Cody.
You know, we've got a ton of things going on, and we, like I said, we got the VA Accountability Act passed through the House, which is a huge thanks to a lot of Texas veterans, Texas military family members, and patriots calling their elected officials, telling them that, look, it's really simple. If members of the VA aren't doing their job, they should be able to be fired. And so we got that through the House. It went to the Senate. Yesterday it was blocked, but there's still hope. But we need to continue to put pressure on our senators. So I encourage everyone just to visit cv4a.org, find out how you can get involved. We'd love to have you on our team.
All right. So we will have all of this information available on the Jon-David Wells page of 660 AM The Answer, Cody, so that if anybody wants to shorten their search, they can go to 660 AM The Answer and look for the Wells Report page. It'll pop right up. And, sir, you're doing God's work, and we sincerely appreciate it.
Thanks for having me tonight, Jon-David.
Of course, Cody. Thank you very much for your service for our nation, and thank you most of all for your service to our veterans. He's a great guy. And what I want you to do is I want you to go to cv4a.org. Get to know more about Concerned Veterans for America. This is the Wells Report. I'll tell you some hair-raising stories about these 5 high-ranking VA officials when I return. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis for my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas. You ever hear seeing is believing? It's true. You know what else seeing can be? The difference between life and death. Seeing heart plaques and blockages so that you can know that you might be about to have a heart attack. Seeing the beginnings of cancer festering in some of your internal organs, finding it before it gets so big that it's inoperable. This is affordable preventive health care at Viascan of Las Colinas. This is what they've done for a decade and a half. John Duncan and the crew, they've done it for me. They can do it for you. 972-739-2840. Call them, make an appointment, and know what's going on. See what's going on inside your heart, inside various other organs. 972-739-2840. Bunches of specials, making it even more affordable. I love these folks, and you'll love them too when maybe, just maybe, they save your life. Seeing is believing. So see what's going on inside your heart, inside other vital organs at Viascan of Las Colinas. 972-739-2840 or 123bodyscan.com.
What would you do if you could speak Spanish? Have a barbecue with the Spanish-speaking family next door?
Hola, ¿qué tal? Sí.
Swap stories with locals on a Costa Rican rainforest safari?
Mira, es maravilloso.
Order your favorite Tex-Mex in Spanish?
Quisiera un burrito de carne, por favor.
Once-in-a-lifetime adventures to everyday moments. If you've always wanted to learn Spanish, to have real conversations with native speakers, now you can. Because Rosetta Stone is letting everyone who calls try an absolutely free demo of its powerful language learning program. Call now, 1-800-500-3022. Fully immersing you in the Spanish language, Rosetta Stone is fast, fun, and easy. Learn on your computer or iPad. Practice on the go with your smartphone at your own pace and at your own convenience. If you've always wanted to speak Spanish, this is your chance with the fastest, easiest way to learn a language guaranteed. But don't wait. Call Rosetta Stone now for your free demo. 1-800-500-3022. That's 1-800-500-3022.
Hi, I'm Tom Kidd, engineering graduate of Texas A&M and owner of Structured Foundation Repairs. Our number is 972-484-1200. Our motto is to do the right thing. In some respects, it's hard being the company that always does the right thing. But for our customers' sake, it's very important that we do. Being fully insured, as an example, costs us a lot of money, but it protects our customers. Having employees instead of day laborers is a huge responsibility, but our dedicated employees ensure that we do the best repairs we can. Managing a large office staff can be tedious, but they provide our customers a helpful voice when they need something urgent. Returning every phone call is time-consuming, but instills our customers with confidence that we will always be there when they need us. The Aggie Code of Honor states that Aggies don't lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those that do. That code was the principle our company was founded on, and it guides our daily operations. If this sounds like the kind of company you could trust to repair your foundation, call us today for a free evaluation at 972-484-1200 or click structuredfoundation.com.
Results not typical. Do you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in personal or business taxes and you can't afford to pay? You have the right to tax representation. Join satisfied clients like Victoria. She owed the IRS $32,000. They accepted $300. She saved $31,700. Leroy owed $21,000. The IRS accepted $500 and he saved $20,500. Get tax representation and save too. Call 800-656-9406. Has the IRS threatened to shut down your business, freeze your bank accounts, take your home, your cars, or garnish your wages? You may qualify for special programs to stop this process. Get tax representation. The industry experts with negotiating with the IRS with an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call today and the IRS will be contacted the same day, putting a stop to bank levies and wage garnishments. Call the tax representation hotline at 800-656-9406. 800-656-9406. That's 800-656-9406.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity, one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. Josh averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. Josh's clients voted, and both D Magazine and Texas Monthly ranked him as the best real estate agent in Dallas. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net and start packing.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Department.
I was just reading the Veterans Affairs Department, and the word department came out. I can't restart it. You can't restart it. You can't hit the dumb button so I don't sound like such a moron.
Whoops. Hey, Mark Davis is going to show up tomorrow. He doesn't have this habit of saying what he happens to be reading at the moment. Well, actually, he does, but I'm not going to. Mark, what have you got planned for tomorrow?
Hey, JD, 1 week until debate night. Looking forward to everybody joining you and me for debate night for the Republicans 1 week from tonight, 6:60 a.m., theanswer.com. Click that banner for tickets. We'll see everybody a week from tonight. Now, we'll see everybody tomorrow morning for a preview of Hillary versus Trey Gowdy. We knew this day would come, but what will we learn? How will it affect the race? What will come of this showdown? Your official station for keeping track of it right here on 6:60 a.m. The Answer. I'm Mark Davis. See you in the morning, 7 to 10.
I'm really hoping that this brings accountability and some light to what happened in Benghazi. I'm haunted by that. I don't know about you, but I am just haunted by that. I mean, the cynical aspect of the willingness of those in charge to hang American personnel out to dry in far-flung countries. Hang them out to dry without proper security. And have them get killed with no accountability. Lying all the while about some videotape when everyone knew it was a terror attack that had indeed been planned. It's horrific. And it doesn't get much better when you turn to the VA. The VA's acting inspector general said 2 senior VA officials forced regional managers to accept job transfers against their will, then stepped into the vacant positions themselves, keeping their pay while reducing their responsibilities, and, oh, by the way, charging for the moves they made while all of this happened. Diana Rubens, director for the Philadelphia Regional Office for the Veterans Benefits Administration, and Kimberly Graves, director of the St. Paul, Minnesota Regional Office for the VBA, face possible criminal prosecution. Whoa. Rubens and Graves skipped the hearing of the House Veterans Panel, as did 3 other VA officials called to discuss the allegations. Representative Jeff Miller of Florida, the committee chairman, said the subpoenas marked just the 4th time the committee has ever gone to that step. I assure you we did not come to this decision lightly. The allegations against Rubens and Graves are disturbing. U.S. officials asked the committee to delay the hearing until after the department reviewed the allegations and took possible disciplinary action. Miller said the committee would not wait. Quote, "We cannot sit and wait while the VA hopes this blows over," unquote. We have seen time and time again that if we do not aggressively shed light on the issues we uncover, then often the VA will simply sweep them under the rug for an extended period and wait for the public attention to go elsewhere, unquote. Acting Inspector General Linda Halliday said in a report last month that Rubens and Graves, quote, inappropriately used their positions of authority for personal and financial benefit. It's called bumping in the government parlance. You are in a bigger job, and what you do is you bump to a smaller job, and so on and so on. By the way, when you go to a smaller job, you're supposed to get a smaller salary. Rubens and Graves kept their salaries of $181,497 and $173,949 respectively, even though their new positions were at much lower salaries. Yeah. Let's see. Jim in Fort Worth is a veteran. He has a comment on Benghazi, and we're going to talk to him next. You are listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, if you made it through the hottest part of the summer with your old leaky windows and high electric bills, now may be the time to give Statewide a call and get a free estimate to replace them before you go through another cold, drafty winter. We have our windows built specifically for the Texas climate. Most companies have the one-size-fits-all window, so you're liable to get the same window they sell up north, and that's not good. We're also a local company with a showroom right here in the DFW area where you can see full-size displays of all our window products. No middleman involved here either, so the prices are in line as well. We offer 100% financing, a lifetime warranty on all parts and labor, and we even cover glass breakage and screen damage. So if you're ready to get the facts on window replacement, give Statewide Remodeling a call. And if you call now, you'll receive 20% off the entire job. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. Or stop by our showroom at 2450 Estes Boulevard at the DFW Airport, or check us out online anytime at statewideremodeling.com.
One day, we were like, hey, you know what would be great?
What's that?
A huge Christmas party this December. Let's say December 5th.
Fun.
Hey, you know who we should invite?
Ooh, how about Toby Mack? Call him.
So we did. Dude, Toby, hey, call up some of your closest friends. We're throwing a party.
Yeah, we holla at you.
So here's your official invite. Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and Dallas Baptist University Concert Series brings you Toby Max. This is not a test. Saturday, December 5th at Verizon Theater with special guests Britt Nicole. Colton Dixon. And Holland. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com. For special discounted group tickets, hit up getgrouptickets.com or call 844-381-4751.
This is Dan Tullis, and I just called Joel Clark, one of Select Quote Insurance Services' term life agents. Hi, Mr. Tullis. Joel, how does Select Quote save you money on term life insurance?
Well, buying term life insurance is all about choosing the right company. Let's say you take antidepressants or you smoke. All insurance companies are going to price that differently. We'll impartially shop all the companies we represent to find you the best price.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. I just got a man, 40 years old, on cholesterol medication, a $500,000 policy with a highly rated insurance company. His price, under $25 a month.
Call 1-800-977-3397 and see how affordable term life insurance can be. That's 1-800-977-3397. 1-800-977-3397. Or go to selectquote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
2 little tablets is all it takes to get thicker, fuller hair, guaranteed. Viviscal is the #1 drug-free hair growth supplement in the U.S., with 1 box being sold every minute globally. It's clinically proven, loved by celebrities, and recommended by doctors. And right now, a 90-day supply of Viviscal is being offered in your area risk-free plus free shipping. Call 800-481-7987. Viviscal nourishes thinning hair from within. It makes thin hair full hair beautiful, and promotes the growth of thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Viviscal is so effective, 96% of women would recommend it to a friend. Listen to this.
It's vibrant, shiny, bouncy, everything you want your hair to be. I love Viviscal because it works. It completely works.
Want to try Viviscal? Every listener that calls can try it risk-free for 90 days, plus free shipping. Get thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Call now, 800-481-7987. 800-481-7987. That's 800-481-7987.
When you're running your own business, you're bound to be busy. Too busy. Too busy worrying about your budget. Too busy scheduling appointments. Too busy to build a website for your business. And because you're too busy, it has to be easy. And that's where Wix.com comes in. With Wix.com, it's easy for you to create your stunning website. Go to Wix.com and create your website today. It's easy and free. That's Wix.com.
Are you ready to take your diabetes management to the next level? Put the Contour Next meter to the test and challenge your meter. The Contour Next meter makes testing easy and highly accurate with close to lab level results. And Contour Next gives you a second chance, allowing you to reapply to the same strip when the first sample is not enough, saving you time and money. So take the challenge. Go to ContourNextChallenge.com, get a free meter, and enter to win free test strips. Find Contour Next at your local Health Mart.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth. and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. There are a few stories I want to tell you about here on 660 AM The Answer. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a pattern here, and I want to see if you can see it. California outdoor enthusiasts are thinking that Washington is about ready to put up roadblocks on some of California's most treasured trails by designating 3 desert destinations totaling more than 1 million acres national landmarks. We're going to get to that in just a couple of seconds, but first, let me talk to Jim in Fort Worth. Jim, thanks very much for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Yes, Mr. Wells.
Yes, sir.
I'm a veteran of the Vietnam conflict, and this Benghazi thing is nothing new to me. We had to call in to a higher headquarters to get authorization to return fire on snipers and other things in that conflict, and that was under the Democrat administration, LBJ,
Sure.
JFK, and a few other ones. And this Benghazi thing, when I heard about that, I said, SOSDD.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and another thing I would like to mention is the VA hospital in Dallas is above and beyond everything. I've had no trouble with them. I've been using them for about 5 years now, and I've never had to wait for treatment or anything like that. And in my opinion, they are superb. Now, what happened in Phoenix, Arizona, I don't know.
Yeah.
But each one of these is kind of like a different hospital. The administrator is the one that really calls the shots.
Sure.
They paint the VA with a broad brush. I think that's,
I've been trying really hard to make sure that when I discuss the VA, I talk about the people that are actually involved with it, Jim. I'm not talking about the Texas VA. From what I understand, this is a pretty good VA system here. I've heard some negative stories, but not like I've heard coming out of Phoenix. And I appreciate you spend some time talking with us about it and sharing your experiences with us. Let me get back to this California thing here. The Obama administration is considering using the Federal Antiquities Act to bypass the legislative process at the request of Senator Dianne Feinstein, whose efforts to have the Mojave Trails and Castle Mountain, both in the Mojave Desert, and a section of the Sonoran Desert named federal sites. This has normally been blocked by Republicans because it's the desert. A White House move could put the land under federal control, which critics say could cut funding for upkeep and restrict access. You don't have to upkeep the desert. The desert is already destroyed land. You don't have to spend time or money or efforts trying to keep up or upkeep destroyed land, all right? It's all about restricting access. That's what this is all about. Bypassing the legislative process using the Antiquities Act would be as disastrous as it is undemocratic, creating winners and losers with the stroke of a pen. This, according to Representative Paul Cook of California, who has sponsored a bill that bears some similarities to Feinstein's, but would ensure that off-road racing and mining could continue on the land. Cook's bill would also allow the state to create water projects for wildlife conservation. The Mojave Trails lie in the desert of the same name in eastern California and are part of a 140-mile road that stretches from the Colorado River to the Mojave River. The Sand to Snow Monument would cover 135,000 acres from the Sonoran Desert floor in Coachella Valley to the peak of Mount San Gorgonio in the San Bernardino mountain range. The Castle Mountains lie on the border of Nevada and California near the famed Joshua Tree region and reach an elevation of 5,543 feet. While the Obama administration has not said publicly if Mojave Trails, Sand to Snow, and Castle Mountain national monuments would be designated, Feinstein has asked the president to take the action. The Antiquities Act was signed into law in 1906 by Theodore Roosevelt, gave the president authority to create national monuments from public land to protect significant natural, cultural, or scientific features. That's not what's happening here. There's nothing out there. There is nothing out there. I used to live there. What they're trying to do is they're trying to keep off-road racers from racing their desert race cars in the desert. The land is absolutely valueless. There are no little critters out there that care one way or another if a desert race car goes by at 140 miles an hour. The only people that care about that are idiots like Dianne Feinstein and other politicians who are trying to get in the way of American liberty, freedom, and fun. What they're trying to do is create a desert museum. And there's no reason for it. To use the Antiquities Act to do it means that, once again, we have presidents and, quote, public servants like Dianne Feinstein. You know, she needs to be impeached. She is in violation of her oath. The right to pursue happiness is as old as the country. There's no reason to stop this perfectly harmless activity. Harmless for everybody, except maybe the racers. I know that I lost every molecule of air in my lungs in an off-road race accident. I went off of one side of a small little dry stream and hit the other side. Went off one bank. We were about 5-6 feet off the ground. It was no big deal. And then we hit the other side about head on, and I could not believe how quickly the car stopped. I'm just saying. So that's one story. Let me give you another one and see if this is continuing here. This is out of Las Vegas, Nevada, a place I also used to live, and also in the Mojave Desert. The Sheehan family, which until now owned a mine near Area 51, knew they faced an uphill fight. They also expected the government would probably take the land through eminent domain, even though the Sheehans owned it since Abraham Lincoln was the president. Now, when I say near Area 51, I'm talking basically right in the middle of it. It's too close. All right. A federal judge has turned the land over to the United States Air Force. The only part of the fight left for the Sheehan family is now compensation and what will happen to the equipment, buildings, and human remains still at the site. In the remote central Nevada desert, the Groom Mine has been an island of private property surrounded by a vast government buffer zone. A buffer zone is patrolled by security troops to prevent people from getting a look at the secret test base at Groom Lake, better known as Area 51. The family who owns the mine overlooking the Area 51 overlooking Area 51 has been at odds with the Air Force, which condemned the property last month after the family declined a $5.2 million buyout. I have a geologist friend who I took out there who's just a buff. It's literally all, and said that it was almost priceless, said Barbara Sheehan, the Groom Mine heir. There is so much there, not only with the ore that's in the ground that can be mined, but all the intrinsic value of what's on the land. Those are buildings, mining equipment, remains of kin who have worked at the mine since the family acquired it in 1870. There's also the question of indignities suffered by the family from nearby government testing, and including buildings strafed by military planes and radiation drifting downwind from above-ground nuclear tests in the 50s and 60s. This has been, like I said, a 60-plus year nothing short of a criminal activity on the part of the federal government, the AEC, the Atomic Energy Commission, Black Ops, CIA, you can go on and on, said Joe Sheehan. On September 16th, federal judge Miranda Dew signed the order in the condemnation case, giving possession of the Groom Mine property to the United States government. The Sheehans have asked for a jury trial. The issues will be limited to how much the Air Force must pay for the land and the disposition of the equipment and personal property left at the site. Okay, so that's one of those situations where suddenly people had land and now they don't. So now we have something that's a little closer to home. In northern Texas, the Bureau of Land Management is beginning to grab land that has been held by families for generations. According to KAUZ television, many families who own property along the Red River in northern Texas are being told their property really isn't theirs. One man, Ken Adderholt, who owns 1,250 acres along the Texas border, said his land has been in the family since 1941. However, the BLM is saying otherwise. The Bureau of Land Management is saying we should have never had a deed to it, that Texas should have never produced that deed. Excuse me? Adderholtz wants to pass the land on to his children. The government is seriously threatening those plans. According to The Blaze, the federal government is claiming up to half of his land, saying he never should have had possession of it. That half includes the land that Adderholt's house sits on, naturally. Adderholt doesn't see eye to eye with the government. He says the only land that could possibly be in dispute is along a gradient boundary. It varies the way the water washes and cuts into different properties, but it has always been just a little slither of property. Adderholt doesn't know what the government plans to do with his land, if anything. He and other landowners along the Red River have teamed up with Congressman Mac Thornberry to help settle the disputes, even introducing a bill into the House. While the future of Adderholt's land is up in the air, Adderholt says it's clear the government is instituting a land grab, which brings us to you. Are we in a situation where the federal government of the United States is trying to take land from our neighbors? What do you think? I believe that the Area 51 situation, I got it. Although, you know what would be a lot easier? You want to know what would actually be a lot easier? Just go ahead and spend the money to give the Sheehan family that lives out there, just run them through a security clearance investigation. Isn't that the simplest way of doing this? Isn't that the simplest way? I mean, think about this. The Air Force wants to spend $5.1 million on this land, right? Why don't you do this? Why don't you spend, what is it, $25,000 a pop for 5 or 6 top secret security clearances? Make them sign non-disclosures. Make them sign all of the papers and all of the documents that Hillary Clinton ignores every day, or at least ignored every day she was Secretary of State, and let them live there. I mean, think about this for just a couple of minutes. I am sure that those people have seen things they shouldn't have seen already. Did you hear about anything from the Sheehan family about what was flying out at Groom Lake? No. Are you ever going to? No. It's really funny. They're these 737 jets. They're painted airline that takes workers out to Groom Lake. And nobody sees anything when they take off. Everybody just ignores them. We always have. We always will. You've seen them on television. They've talked about them on all these shows. Inside Area 51. Okay, whatever. You know, Americans are pretty smart. They really are. Why in heaven's name wouldn't you just give security clearances to the family? That way they can keep their land, they can keep their mine, they can keep their buildings and their equipment. And oh, by the way, their family cemetery. Hello. Or how about this? How about the Air Force say, okay, take the $5.1 million, but have the Air Force give them more property. They've got land out there that's far, far away. But I guess people just want to get into fights around here for some reason. And I guess the government just wants to have their Mojave Desert Museum. But what I want to know is this. I want to know if there's something we should do about our neighbors up north on the Red River borderline between Texas and Oklahoma. Time for us to go hang out with the BLM. More about that in a minute. This is the Wells Report.
Dennis Prager believes the media has stopped covering up bias.
They used to get offended when they were said to be pro-left, but now they're not offended anymore because it's redundant. The irony is it's even acknowledged here. Before the Republican debate, Jake Tapper had said, quote, "I'm trying to craft questions that in most cases pit candidates against the other."
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM. The Answer.
The calendar says October, so surely our air conditioning needs are done, right? Where do you think we live? Canada? It's Texas. We have plenty of AC days left, so if your AC is not working, call my company, 9724-WALKER, WalkerAC.com. It's Walker Air Conditioning. Soon enough, we'll get you set for heating, but we're not done with AC yet. So if yours is on the fritz and you're looking for reliable service people who are going to come in, fix the problem, not try to upsell you, it's Walker AC. 52 years in the business, 50% off diagnostic fees right now. They're family-owned, loyal company, looking for quality customers. I love them. You will too. It's Walker AC, WalkerAC.com or 9724-WALKER, the number 972, the number 4, and Walker. 0% interest up till 2020 on select systems or up to $1,100 rebate. They're totally your headquarters if you need a new system, but if you don't, you don't, and they'll just fix it. Get out and you'll say thank you. You'll thank me for getting you hooked up with WalkerAC.com, 972-4-WALKER or WalkerAC.com.
Attention homeowners. Do you or someone you know have a house you'd like to sell now? Would you like a higher, dependable cash offer? Hello, I'm Dan Franklin. I've been buying and selling real estate right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for over 20 years, and chances are I've already bought in your area. Because I have a proven process for buying and selling all types of houses, regardless of their condition, I can usually pay much higher prices. Would you like a dependable cash offer that could possibly net you $5,000 or even $10,000 more for your property? If yes, then put experience on your side and call me today. Call 214-929-5555. That's 214-929-5555. Again, for a cash offer you can depend on, call me today at 214-929-5555.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-655-2543.
I used to be plagued by pot belly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Think you might be bloated? Call now for a free trial of New Biotics and see how much flatter it makes your belly. You might be surprised, but hurry, call now for details while these free trials last. 1-800-655-2543. That's 1-800-655-2543. 1-800-655-2543.
Let's make an offer on that Aspen Street house.
That one doesn't have a home warranty.
Is that a problem?
Not if you like paying through the nose on home system breakdowns.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like if the air conditioner quits, want to pay for a new one? Do you know how to fix the water heater, the plumbing?
Got it. Let's only look at places with home warranties.
A home warranty from American Home Shield protects homeowners against unexpected covered repairs and breakdowns of major home systems and appliances. Who would want to move into a new home without one? Just ask your local real estate professional, or for complimentary helpful information about a home warranty from American Home Shield, call now at 1-800-720-9522. Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade call. Some exclusions and limitations apply. An American Home Shield home warranty instantly gives home buyers confidence in their purchase. For complimentary helpful information, including terms, rates, and coverage, call 1-800-720-9522. 1-800-720-9522.
I just sneaked into my kids' rooms and took temperatures while they're sleeping, thanks to my Exergen thermometer. All I did was swipe their foreheads for a few seconds. It didn't even wake them up. My sister, the nurse, told us about the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer, and it's the best. Real value for the money and truly a lifesaver. Now I don't have to deal with ears or rears, if you know what I mean.
I'm Dr. Frank Pompey, founder of Exergen. Thousands of hospitals and clinics rely on temporal scanners. I'm confident you will too.
The Exergen Temporal Scanner. Pick one up at Costco and other fine retailers, or visit us at exergen.com.
660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. Our government has business. I understand all that. But we are noticing that the government is believing itself to be the be-all, end-all of American life in this nation. That is not the case. That is not the case. It's never going to be the case. And I'll be perfectly honest with you that I haven't had a horse under me for a long time. But I'm telling you, it just seems to me that if the Bureau of Land Management wants to take Ken Adderholt's land, a bunch of us with some good horses need to go up there and perhaps dissuade them from that fool's errand. What do you think? Is that a good idea? It worked in Nevada. You know that herd of cattle? Remember that? Wonder if we should go and help out our neighbor on the Red River and maybe keep that land in his possession. I'm going to watch my Facebook. You can go to Facebook and find me under The Wells Report. We'll see if anybody wants to discuss the realities and maybe going and riding horses on the Red River Valley. This is The Wells Report.
Presidential race heating up. As talk show hosts, just one thing we like more than campaign issues on the radio, and that's talking about it in person. Jon-David Wells and I are proud to invite you to GOP debate number 3, The Watch Party. JD, we got a great location this exciting night, October 28th.
Mark, we're going to fill a theater at the Studio Movie Grill at 75 in Spring Valley. Folks can arrive early. We're going to be taking a straw poll before the debate. We'll get some opinions during the breaks, and we'll do a wrap-up with listeners afterwards. Then I'll hop on the radio and start taking calls. Check, check, check. It is the one word that makes the blood in politicians run cold: accountability. Hillary Clinton was at least exposed to that today. Should I said would? Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. It is the one word in the English language that makes a politician's blood run cold. It's accountability. On the next edition of the Wells Report, we're going to discuss the day that was spent by Hillary Clinton, maybe facing, and the accountability she may have faced earlier today at the hands, I don't want to say that. It is the one word in the English language that will make a politician's blood run cold: accountability. On the next edition of the Wells Report, we're going to see if Hillary Rodham Clinton was subjected to accountability by the Benghazi Select Committee. Trey Gowdy is a good guy. He's a federal prosecutor. Did he prosecute, or did he let her off the hook? We discuss it next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis can hardly wait until next Wednesday when we get together at the Studio Movie Grill for the next installment. Mark Davis, I can hardly wait until we get together next Wednesday for the next installment of As the Republican Mark Davis, I can hardly wait until we get together next Wednesday when we get the next installment of As the Republican Presidential Candidates Turn. Yeah, that's right. The presidential debate is going to be next Wednesday night. You and I will be there. More details coming up in a second. I want to talk to you about what Hillary talked about today, what Hillary talked about a little bit later on today on the Wells Report. Did she face accountability or not? We'll discuss it next time on 660 AM The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. Vice President Joe Biden will not run for president. At his announcement, Biden had advice for Democrats still seeking the nomination, work with Republicans to move the country forward.
They are opposition. They're not our enemies. And for the sake of the country, we have to work together.
He made the announcement in the Rose Garden alongside President Obama. It appears Wisconsin Congressman Paul Ryan is likely to become the next Speaker of the House. Ryan has picked up the backing of the hardline House Freedom Caucus. Support from the group was not certain since they've repeatedly opposed GOP leaders and pushed the current Speaker, John Boehner, to resign. A founding member of the 1970s band Three Dog Night has died. Corey Wells was the lead singer on such hits as Never Been to Spain and Mama Told Me. Wells died suddenly at Tuesday at the age of 74. No word on the cause. Fox News. We report, you decide.
You're listening to 660 AM, The Answer. Bill Bennett believes Paul Ryan would bring special skills as Speaker of the House.
Whatever you think of him, this is a guy who's hell-bent, I can say, at radio, on reform of entitlements, taxes, revenue streams, deficits. This guy is like a laser on those things. Ryan understands them, understands all the numbers. We'll see how this shakes out.
Bill Bennett's Morning in America, weekday mornings at 5, right before the Mark Davis Show at 7 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Kleiman Evangelista Eye Center. Now, as their name suggests, they're all about your eyes, but how can you involve them in the fight against breast cancer? Guess what they got right now? A great deal on Groupon. For $100, you get $1,600 to put toward blade-free HD intra LASIK. So that's a great idea. Go to LASIKsurgery.com and do that. LASIK, L-A-S-I-K, LASIKsurgery.com. Then get in for your free LASIK consultation. Redeem that voucher at their Arlington or Plano locations. For every Groupon redeemed in October, Kleiman Evangelista Eye Center makes a donation to breast cancer research. Boom. So there you are. All you have to do to join the fight against breast cancer is take advantage of a great LASIK deal. So let's put you in touch with the folks at Kleiman Evangelista Eye Center. They accept all flex plans, health savings accounts, the Groupon plus those extra tax-free dollars. It's an incredible opportunity, a sound investment, and it's a great way to make your life better by seeing better. Team up with Kleiman Evangelista Eye Center this month. Help battle breast cancer, 1-800-714-2020 or LASIKsurgery.com.
One day, we were like, hey, you know what would be great?
What's that?
A huge Christmas party this December. Let's say December 5th.
Fun!
Hey, you know who we should invite?
Ooh, how about Toby Mac? Call him.
So we did. Dude, Toby, hey, call up some of your closest friends. We're throwing a party.
Yeah, we holla at you.
So here's your official invite. Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and Dallas Baptist University Concert Series brings you Toby Mac's This Is Not a Test. Saturday, December 5th at Verizon Theater with special guest, Britt Nicole. Colton Dixon. And Holland. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com. For special discounted group tickets, hit up getgrouptickets.com or call 844-381-4751.
If you could choose any school from which to earn your college degree and be on your way to a better life, would you choose a school the Wall Street Journal recognized for producing some of the best qualified graduates? One the Princeton Review ranked as a leader in undergraduate education? And one U.S. News & World Report named #1 in the nation for innovation ahead of both MIT and Stanford? Discover why Arizona State University is a clear choice for your future. In addition, ASU Online offers over 100 graduate and undergraduate programs you can take 100% online and on your schedule. You'll receive the exact same curriculum, degree, and prestigious faculty as our on-campus students. For information, call 1-800-600-3122. U.S. News & World Report also ranked ASU in the top 10 best places to earn an online degree. So get started today and learn to thrive with Arizona State University online. Call today at 1-800-600-3122. That's 1-800-600-3122.
Business owners, listen up. Give me an I.
Give me an M.
Give me a Z. What's that spell? Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
INC.
If you're about to start a business, these 3 little letters can make the difference between making a fortune and losing everything. Because if you're not incorporated and someone sues your business, you can lose it all. Your home, your car, even your life savings. That's why Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners. So you can incorporate or form an LLC in just 10 minutes. Protect your home, protect your car, protect your life savings. Call 1-800-616-4933 for your free 10-minute incorporation guide from Incorporate.com. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating quick and easy.
Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
Call now for your free guide. 1-800-616-4933. That's 1-800-616-4933.
Got a lot on your to-do list? Now, during Kubota's Power to Do Great Things sales event, get a great deal on an L3301 or 3901 tractor with a live continuous running rear PTO. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years, and great customer instant rebates when you buy a new L3301 or 3901 and 2 implements. Now through December 31st, 2015. Call toll-free 1-888-465-8268 for details about cost and terms.
For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
The 2015 Cupera features plush leather seating that will feel to your hemorrhoids like sitting on lava-hot knitting needles.
Not if you step up to relief with the power of 2 from Preparation H. First, use Preparation H medicated wipes to soothe as they clean. Then Preparation H maximum strength cream to relieve pain and burning.
Now sink into that rich upholstery. Luxurious.
Preparation H. Don't stand for hemorrhoids. Use as directed.
And try specially formulated medicated wipes for women.
660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. I read this story that I'm about to share with you, and I realized that I had to cover more, shall we say, I had to cover more events closer to home. I was going to say important, but I'm not sure that that's the case. I live in a country that has had the riches, the grit, determination, the willingness, the will to export freedom, liberty, and prosperity. Living in a country like that is so wonderful and so fantastic that truly, for those of us that understand that this is the country in which we live, our cups runneth over. It is not that way everywhere else. The insanity of bigotry, the absurdity of such religious zealotry that everyone simply must die runs rampant on this small planet. What is less prevalent are those who either profit from or take advantage of this strife and hatred and death and killing. But it's there. And that's not a country I want to live in. I don't want to live in a country where the leaders take advantage of all of this pain and misery for the sake of a political advantage for a few fleeting moments. The United States of America has gone out on several different occasions to enforce freedom and liberty for the oppressed, the abused, the tortured, the maimed. That's the country that I'm the most proud of. World War II, Vietnam, Desert Storm, enduring freedom. Afghanistan, Iraq, all of them. But because of politics, the heartrending stories keep coming out of that tortured region of the world, desperately in need of intervention. And so I run across this story on CNN about a 9-year-old kid named Fareed Shaki. He lives in Yemen, or lived in Yemen. And out of his 9-year-old life, 8 years and 6 months were war-free. The last 6 months of his life taught him the bitter realities of conflict. People die, and then they are buried. Fareed Shaki was in the hospital. He had been wounded. He had many shrapnel wounds. He thought about whether or not he was going to be the next to die and whether or not he was going to be the next to be buried. And he said, "Don't bury me," through his tears. One of the medical staff laughed, patted the little child's small legs to comfort him. Ahmed Basha, a local photographer who recounted the story to CNN, filmed or videotaped the entire interaction. Ahmed said that I thought he was just injured. I wasn't even sure that I had been recording when he said this. I was more concerned with my still photography. Days later, Fareed died of wounds to his head. And he was buried in a family graveyard. When Basha got word of the child's death, he began sifting through his footage. He published the video of the boy begging to live and began telling the world his story. It was quickly picked up by social media at a time when little else in Yemen's war seemed to gain much attention. It is the war that the world forgot that Fareed is reminding us of. Two rival factions vying for power in Yemen, Shiite Houthi rebels and the backers of ousted President Abu Rabu Mansur Hadi. There's a secessionist movement in the south, a strong al-Qaeda presence on the coast. ISIS is everywhere, killing everything whenever they feel like it. The battle for control triggered the formation of an Arab coalition led by Saudi Arabia to intervene on behalf of the Hadi's internationally recognized government. The Saudis and their predominantly Sunni allies consider the Houthis, who hail from northern Yemen, to be proxies for the Shiite government of Iran and fear another Shiite-dominated state in the region. The Houthis deny Iran supplies any direct material support. The United Nations has attempted repeatedly, but to no avail, to resolve what it calls a human catastrophe. killing and wounding of more than 27,000 people as of midsummer. I'm trying to figure out where my country went. Because it hasn't gone to Yemen. And it hasn't gone to where these miserable, torturing, savage ISIS killers live. As a father of sons, I can't tell you exactly when it stops, but there is a moment in a boy's life when they are sweet and they're just beginning to wake up as men. They're just a joy to be around. They're beginning to realize that they're smart and they can figure stuff out. And they joke. They say the most amazing things. It happens between about 8 and 12, 8 and 15, somewhere in that vicinity. Some 8 and 15, I guess. Those years are just joyous. And then they turn into varmints like mine currently has. He's 16 years old and, yeah, basically they begin to act like you. And now you understand why you have driven so many people crazy in your life, because your son is now driving you crazy just the way you used to do it. Okay, the way you continue to do it. Of course, I've gotten over it now. Mostly. Don't bury me. It's not our job it's not our place. But if we don't do it, who will? Who will take these murderous curs in hand and end their terror, if not us? A lot of people look back on the Iraq War and to a thing called the surge. And many people said, gosh, what's the surge? What is it? And then people started talking about moving, 20, 30, 40,000 troops around, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I made it very clear the surge was a change in the rules of engagement. Go out and kill the enemy. And that's exactly what American soldiers did, and the war was over. All of this squandered by President Obama for the sake of politics back home. And so now, the mess is bigger. The number of people you have to kill to stop it has grown larger. And we have fewer kids like Fareed Shaki making us laugh, playing their games. And to give you an example of just how badly the world let down Fareed Shaki, his last plea to not be buried, ignored. Where has our country gone? And why did we go there? Why have we retreated? Where is the United States of America that protects the suffering, saves those lives, exports freedom and liberty and prosperity and peace? Where's that, America? This is the Wells Report.
The Mark Davis Show. Mark Davis Show.
People wondered if this day would come, and it has. Hillary, under oath in front of the prosecutorial tank that is Trey Gowdy. What will happen? What will we learn? What effect will it have on the 2016 race? Your official station for listening to and reacting to Hillary versus Gowdy. It's the Mark Davis Show for a Thursday morning. Plus, of course, any overnight news. We hope you will join us.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on The Answer.
This is Hugh Hewitt for townhall.com. At the first Democratic debate, Bernie Sanders told Hillary Clinton that he was, quote, sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails. Where was Bernie Sanders when the GOP needed him to declare in a highly public way to Richard Nixon that the country was, quote, sick of hearing about your tapes? Hillary Clinton won the debate, of course, for sure, but it was a false positive. She tried out answers on her national security compromising server, and her litany of half-truths may have persuaded a few people, but they will not help her at all this week when she appears for hours and hours before the House Select Committee on Benghazi to answer focused, precise questions from experienced prosecutors. Committee Democrats may try and throw themselves on the fire for Clinton as Sanders did, but it won't stop a patient prosecutor. Answers will be had about Clinton and her server and her deleted and recovered emails. Sanders is not the boss of the committee, the Congress, the FBI, future debate panelists, or participants, or even voters. Clinton did a happy dance after that first debate, but it's not going to last. I'm Hugh Hewitt.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, if you made it through the hottest part of the summer with your old leaky windows and high electric bills, now may be the time to give Statewide a call and get a free estimate to replace them before you go through another cold, drafty winter. You know, we have our windows built specifically for the Texas climate. Most companies have the one-size-fits-all window, so you're liable to get the same window they sell up north, and that's not good. We're also a local company with a showroom right here in the DFW area where you can see full-size displays of all our window products. No middleman involved here either, so the prices are in line as well. We offer 100% financing, a lifetime warranty on all parts and labor, and we even cover glass breakage and screen damage. So if you're ready to get the facts on window replacement, give Statewide Remodeling a call. And if you call now, you'll receive 20% off the entire job. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. Or stop by our showroom at 2450 Estes Boulevard at the DFW Airport, or check us out online anytime at statewideremodeling.com.
Tell me something. How's your back? Do you have neck pain? Hi, I'm Dr. Chad Glines, DC with Genesis Back and Neck, and I want you to know something. There's help out there for you.
My name is Steve. I had 10 herniated discs in my back, and that's pretty bad. I basically couldn't walk without help. Dr. Chad and spinal decompression saved me. I can't stress that enough. To be mobile again, to have freedom of movement is pretty much a miracle for me. And I'm so grateful to Genesis Back and Neck.
That just blesses me to hear that. Imagine no addictive drugs, no invasive surgery. Spinal decompression is safe. It's FDA cleared. It's not painful, and it has a huge success rate. At Genesis, we accept most major insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. Please stop hurting and call me. 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at genesisback.com.
Have you put off seeing the dentist because you can't afford to go? Are big dental bills taking a big toll on your wallet? Would you like to have dental insurance but think it's too expensive? If you answered yes to any of these questions, call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company for a free information kit. See how you can help protect your teeth and your wallet for less than $1 a day. 1-800-944-2955. This is real dental insurance that can help cover over 300 procedures, all the ones you're most likely to need. Everything from cleanings and fillings to crowns and dentures. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. You can see any dentist you choose, and you'll never pay a deductible. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-944-2955. That's 1-800-944-2955. 1-800-944-2955.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, Staples guy. My office computers are running really slow. Do you?
Staples has the latest Windows 10 devices. They're lightning fast.
But I want
a great deal. With Staples Price Match Guarantee, you'll always get the lowest price.
Wow, and do you have plans?
No, actually, I'm free.
I meant tech service plans.
Yes, we do, and I'm still free.
With Staples Price Match Guarantee, you'll get more tech for less. Staples, make more happen.
Price match valid at checkout for items from retailers operating online in retail stores or products sold and shipped by Amazon. See store or staples.com for details.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Richard Whiteknight, a longtime fan of the broadcast and good friend of the Wells Report, just said, you know what amazes me? How you're able to say the Arabic names and still screw up the English ones. Yeah, I know. It's one of those things. It's like, yeah. We get to Joey in Flower Mound. Joey, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Yes. I think that any war worth fighting is worth doing everything in our power to win and win quickly. And we need to get politics out of it. If we do send our boys in harm's way, it's nice if we can worry about collateral damage, but it's more important to do everything in our power to protect our troops and get them back as quickly and safely as possible after they've done the job completely.
I agree 100%. In 19, I believe it was, gosh, I don't know, 1974, 1975. Barry Goldwater was being interviewed before he lost his mind. Barry Goldwater was being interviewed, I think, on Meet the Press, and somebody said something about the Vietnam War. And Barry Goldwater said, if I had been the president in 1964, the Vietnam War would have been over in 2 weeks. I've never forgotten that. Because that's how Americans fight. Unless it's a political project as opposed to one promoting world peace. I mean, real world peace. We need to go over there and wreak such vengeance and such terror, not on the people who are already terrorized, but those who are doing the terrorizing. We need to go through there like a gigantic, relentless machine and show what I call benevolent ruthlessness. No quarter. And we need to do it fast. Because every day we wait, at some point we are going to take this step. But every day that we delay trying to rationalize the innocent words of a 9-year-old as not really being important. Every day that we stop ourselves from doing what Americans do under circumstances like this, the number of people we have to slaughter to stop it gets bigger. How many of these people do you want to kill? Should the rest of the world help? Sure. Will they help? I don't know. WWAD. What would America do? America wouldn't care whether or not somebody's political stock dropped a few points. America wouldn't care whether or not the rest of the world said, my God, look at those warmongering Americans again. America would go and finish this relentlessly. ruthlessly, benevolently. No quarter, as an encouragement to anybody that would care to try it again. One of these days we'll be Americans again. I wonder when. This is the Wells Report.
Dennis Prager believes the media has stopped covering up bias.
They used to get offended when they were said to be pro-left, but now they're not offended anymore because it's redundant. The irony is it's even acknowledged here. Before the Republican debate, Jake Tapper had said, quote, "I'm trying to craft questions that in most cases pit candidates against the other."
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Do you have a house to sell that's in need of repair? Don't fix it. Sell it today, the easy way. Hello, I'm Dan Franklin. Our company buys houses all over the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we're currently paying $5,000 to $10,000 extra, and condition is not a problem. Our process is simple. Call us today and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation. After a brief walkthrough, we'll show you the current market value of your property and then make you a dependable cash offer on its as-is condition. Get an extra $5,000 to $10,000 more today and sell your house the easy way. Call us now and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation. Call 214-929-5555. That's 214-929-5555. Again, call 214-929-5555.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-655-2543.
I used to be plagued by pot belly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Think you might be bloated? Call now for a free trial of New Biotics and see how much flatter it makes your belly. You might be surprised. But hurry, call now for details while these free trials last. 1-800-655-2543. That's 1-800-655-2543. 1-800-655-2543.
Listen to what Dave Ryan says about Andro 400.
Andro 400, I really love it. It's amazing to me that I feel so good. I've lost 50 pounds. I was a size 38 waist. I've gone down to a 32 waist. My mood has changed. I don't get stressed out. It gave me so much more energy to walk, energy to play sports. Everything is starting to work again. It feels like I'm 25. My wife is happy. I'm so happy. I'm just a completely different man. I'm taking this stuff to the grave with me.
Men, have you lost energy and gained belly fat? Are you feeling stressed out? Fight back with Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to increase your testosterone. For over a decade, Andro 400 has helped men lose belly fat, gain energy, and feel 20 years younger. Go to andro400.com, andro400.com, or call 866-546-1955, 866-546-1955.
Are you hiring but not sure where to find the best candidates? Your company is only as good as the people you hire, and posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. But when you're short-staffed, there's no time to deal with dozens of different job sites. Until now, thanks to ZipRecruiter.com, you can post to 100-plus job sites with one single click and be instantly matched to candidates from over 6 million resumes. Just post once, and within 24 hours, watch your candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses, and you can try it right now for free. Getting the right people for your company is so important. Try ZipRecruiter and get your perfect candidate before they go to somebody else. Today, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. Go to ziprecruiter.com/medved. That's ziprecruiter.com/medved. Again, ziprecruiter.com/medved.
660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report, a daily
debate
good
watching party
old-fashioned
mentioned?
North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Coming up on Wednesday, October 28th, that's next Wednesday, the Studio Movie Grill will once again open to we, the people of 660 AM, The Answer. And then we will open it up to you, those people who want to watch the Republican presidential debate. And you know what happens after that? We have a lot of fun. Who, we? Who is we? Do I have a mouse in my pocket? No, I have a Mark in my pocket. Sort of. He's my wingman, Mark Davis. Mark Davis and I are going to be there taking your questions. We're going to be watching the debate with you. We'll do a straw poll before and after to see where you stand. It's worth it. It's fun. It's $10. How do you get there? Well, you go to 660amtheanswer.com, pay your $10, and voila, you have your tickets. Now, these sell out very quickly, and we have a theater. So make sure that you get your tickets immediately. All right? Go to 660amtheanswer.com, $10. We'll see you next Wednesday night. Whatever your plans are, cancel them, and you will be very happy that you did. Right? Cool deal. You know, I'm asking where my country is. I know there's more to it than just, yelling yeehaw and riding off over the horizon and killing everything that moves for the sake of what is right. I know there's more to it than that, but I'm fighting to try to figure out just exactly how much more. Sometimes, if you spend a lot of time looking at the bigger picture, you're looking at a mirage. Sometimes it's not just that hard to figure out. And sometimes, because you have a very, very big job and the picture is very, very big, you sometimes are fooled into believing that the solution must therefore be very, very big as well. This is a problem that afflicts high government officials. And when I say high, I'm not talking about those who happen to be stoned out of their mind, although what I'm about to tell you may lead you to that conclusion. But no, I'm talking about people in lofty government positions. So the bigger the problem is, the bigger the picture is, the bigger job you have, and the bigger ego you possess, you're almost sure that the problem is intractable except for your huge intellect. This must be the case with Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson. As I read this, you're going to have to understand that I am doing my dead level best to use my personal discipline to speak politely, if not plainly. Top law enforcement, you need to listen to this. This is from Fox News. Top law enforcement and security officials cautioned today that bringing in 10,000 Syrian refugees as planned carries a terror risk. Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson acknowledges that background checks can only do so much and, quote, there is no risk-free process. He goes on to say the good news is that we are better at vetting than we were 8 years ago. The bad news is there is no risk-free process, said Jay Johnson at a House Homeland Security Committee hearing. The Obama administration is committed to bringing in 10,000 Syrian refugees in fiscal 2016 as part of a total 85,000 worldwide refugees. However, at the hearing on worldwide threats and homeland security challenges, officials said while they are confident about their vetting process, there is a risk in terms of screening refugees who have never crossed the intelligence radar. You know, the kinds that are committed to jihad but have never done anything. The kind that Al-Qaeda and ISIS recruiters look for because they're worth their weight in plastic explosive. Those people. You know, the people that flew airplanes into American skyscrapers and killed 3,000 of us. You know, people like that. People that had never shown up on the American intelligence radar. Top law enforcement and security officials cautioned today that bringing in 10,000 Syrian refugees as planned carries a terror risk. And these moronic, idiotic, cataclysmically stupid members of the nincompoopage are going to do it anyway. There's a risk of terror attack because we're bringing in 10,000 people from Terror Central. There's a risk, but we're going to do it anyway. Well, there is no risk-free process. Yes, there is, you ignoramus Jay Johnson. You know what it is? Leave the people there. Leave the Syrians there. Don't bring them here. There, a risk-free process. Normally, at this level of stimulation by your humble reporter or affecting your humble reporter, normally words with F begin issuing forth and other ones that are also common to anybody who has read an actual transcript of some of the things that George Patton said to his troops. I give it to them loud and dirty, that way they remember it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, that's not my job, and I'm more of a responsible broadcaster than that, but let me tell you something. How did we get to the point in the United States of America where somebody who is charged with keeping America safe would sit there and tell you that he's going to bring 10,000 people from World Terror Central into the United States and that there is a risk in doing so, but then goes ahead and does it anyway? How did we get to the point where people in American office, high American public office, are so flipping stupid that they would do something like this? I'm sure that Jay Johnson is saying, hey, look at it this way. We are so good at setting up those congressional districts. we're absolutely sure that these Syrian terrorists will only behead Republicans. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, that's the plan. It's not a perfect process. There is a degree of risk attached to any screening and vetting process. We look to manage that risk as best we can, said Nicholas Rasmussen, director of the National Counterterrorism Center. Nicholas, you're not countering much terror with that statement. How many Tsarnaevs does it take to kill an 8-year-old Boston kid? 2. How many are you bringing in? 10,000, you say. Well, dang, JD, not all of them are terrorists. How many you think? Oh, 5-10% tops. Oh, come on, Jon-David. That's only 500. It's only 500 or 1,000 or so. Wait a minute. Let me double check. Let's see. 10,000, 10%. 5 or 10% would be terrorists. So let's see. That would mean that would be 500 to 1,000. 500 to 1,000. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I am sure of it. 500 to 1,000 terrorists.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer. Thank you. It's only 500 to 1,000 people that might be terrorists. They're probably terrorists. It's probably that many. Come on, Jon-David. Get in on the game. Come on.
It's not a lot.
How many people killed 3,000 of us? How many was that? 19?
That's less than 10%.
How many Tsarnaev brothers were there? It's 2. So 21 people responsible for 3,020 lives, dead, gone, wasted, etc. And we just committed to bringing 10,000 people from Terror Central into the United States. And we're saying, hey, it's not a perfect process. There's a degree of risk attached to any screening and vetting process. Look to manage that risk as best we can. I'm Nicholas Rasmussen, and obviously, I am a government worker. We may have someone who is not on our radar, and someone may choose to do something bad after they get here, says Jay Johnson. We can only query against what we have collected, so if someone hasn't made a ripple in the pond, we can check our databases until the cows come home, but we won't have any record on that person until one of those cows explodes in some kind of a marketplace somewhere and kills a few hundred people. Just because we can't make sure that everybody that comes from Terror Central is actually not a terrorist, that doesn't mean that we don't have a good system in place. Yeah, Jay Johnson says, hey, the system in place is a good system. And the process also includes a personal assessment for each refugee. It's not just simply what's in a public record. We'll actually look at them and ask, are you a terrorist? Come on. Are you a terrorist? Why aren't you answering? Bill, why isn't he answering? Stan, he doesn't speak English. Oh. Okay, let's see. How do I say this in Arabic? Are you an errorist? Ilwe uye ilke ase? He's still not answering. It's because he doesn't speak pig Latin either. Remember, they're all Muslims. They don't have anything to do with pigs. Oh. But like I said, it's still a good system, even if they don't understand pig Latin. Tell me that makes less sense than what Jay Johnson's saying. You can't. There are 10,000 people coming here from Terrorist Central, and it's risky. But we can't do anything about the risk, can we? Yeah, leave the people in Syria. What a bunch of idiots. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
This is Hugh Hewitt for townhall.com. At the first Democratic debate, Bernie Sanders told Hillary Clinton that he was, quote, sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails. Where was Bernie Sanders when the GOP needed him to declare in a highly public way to Richard Nixon that the country was, quote, sick of hearing about your tapes? Hillary Clinton won the debate, of course, for sure, but it was a false positive. She tried out answers on her national security compromising server, and her litany of half-truths may have persuaded a few people, but they will not help her at all this week when she appears for hours and hours before the House Select Committee on Benghazi to answer focused, precise questions from experienced prosecutors. Committee Democrats may try and throw themselves on the fire for Clinton as Sanders did, but it won't stop a patient prosecutor. Answers will be had about Clinton and her server and her deleted and recovered emails. Sanders is not the boss of the committee, the Congress, the FBI, future debate panelists, or participants, or even voters. Clinton did a happy dance after that first debate, but it's not going to last. I'm Hugh Hewitt.
If you could choose any school from which to earn your college degree and be on your way to a better life, would you choose a school the Wall Street Journal recognized for producing some of the best qualified graduates? One the Princeton Review ranked as a leader in undergraduate education? And one U.S. News and World Report named #1 in the nation for innovation ahead of both MIT and Stanford? Discover why Arizona State University is a clear choice for your future. In addition, ASU Online offers over 100 graduate and undergraduate programs you can take 100% online and on your schedule. You'll receive the exact same curriculum, degree, and prestigious faculty as our on-campus students. For information, call 1-800-600-3122. U.S. News and World Report also ranked ASU in the top 10 best places to earn an online degree. So get started today and learn to thrive with Arizona State University online. Call today at 1-800-600-3122. That's 1-800-600-3122.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, if you made it through the hottest part of the summer with your old leaky windows and high electric bills, now may be the time to give Statewide a call and get a free estimate to replace them before you go through another cold, drafty winter. You know, we have our windows built specifically for the Texas climate. Most companies have the one-size-fits-all window, so you're liable to get the same window they sell up north, and that's not good. We're also a local company with a showroom right here in the DFW area where you can see full-size displays of all our window products. No middleman involved here either, so the prices are in line as well. We offer 100% financing, a lifetime warranty on all parts and labor, and we even cover glass breakage and screen damage. So if you're ready to get the facts on window replacement, give Statewide Remodeling a call, and if you call now, you'll receive 20% off the entire job. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. Or stop by our showroom at 2450 Esters Boulevard at the DFW Airport, or check us out online anytime at statewideremodeling.com.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Glines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. We don't use addictive drugs, and we don't use any type of dangerous invasive surgery for these problems. Spinal decompression is safe, FDA cleared, and it's not painful, and has about an 86% success rate. We accept most insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. You will sit down and visit with me personally until I've answered all of your questions. And if you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
The holiday concert of the year is returning to Dallas December 6th at American Airlines Center. Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops together again on stage performing holiday classics. Dallas's newest holiday tradition will fill American Airlines Center with the holiday spirit. Sunday, December 6th, Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops at American Airlines Center. Tickets on sale now online at Ticketmaster.com by calling 800-745-3000 or at the American Airlines Center box office.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
This just in, Albuquerque police have arrested a man in connection with the killing of a 4-year-old girl in a road rage accident that led to several shots being fired into the vehicle of 4-year-old Ileana. Let's see if I can find her name here. Just a moment. Sorry, I had this here and I was so outraged by it that I lost my place. Oh, here we go. Ileana Lily Garcia. She was shot in the head as she rode in her father's pickup truck on Interstate 40 yesterday afternoon. Tony Torres, 32 years of age, has confessed to killing Lily Garcia. He is charged with various counts, was being held in lieu of $650,000 cash-only bail. He was picked up hours earlier as a person of interest. He was arrested, charged, and has confessed. That's capital murder. That's a death sentence. And we should be saying see ya to Tony Torres in 60 days. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is Jon-David Wells. On a sad night, have a good one, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow for another edition of the Wells Report.
The Mark Davis Show. Mark Davis Show.
People wondered if this day would come, and it has. Hillary, under oath in front of the prosecutorial tank that is Trey Gowdy. What will happen? What will we learn? What effect will it have on the 2016 race? Your official station for listening to and reacting to Hillary versus Gowdy. It's the Mark Davis Show for a Thursday morning. Plus, of course, any overnight news. We hope you will join us.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I love birthdays, and our friends at Abacus Foundation Repair are celebrating 15 years of serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair, and they want to give something to you. On their 15th anniversary, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. Not only are you going to save $1,000, you'll have the peace of mind knowing that with Abacus Foundation, you're getting the elite state-of-the-art solution for your home. Millennium composite pilings. Nobody else has them. Abacus has an A-plus business rating from the Better Business Bureau, 6 straight years running on that. The expansion and contraction of Texas soils mean a lot of us have foundation issues. You don't want to call the wrong people. Call the right people first for the absolute best foundation repair. Affordable, reliable home warranty that you can pass on to subsequent owners of your home. Give them a call today, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Ask about $1,000 off. AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and Dallas Baptist University Concert Series brings you Toby Max. This is not a test. Saturday, December 5th at Verizon Theater with special guests Britt Nicole, Colton Dixon, and Holland. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com. For special discounted group tickets, hit up getgrouptickets.com or call 844-381-4751.
I don't like sit-down dinners. I don't go to sit down. This pretty bad song is by a guy with pretty bad hemorrhoids. He needs preparation.